need to fix my camera.
Why is it so dark?
I don't
Do you
know.
have things set to auto?
Probably,
You really should have.
probably auto ISO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very atmospheric.
How do I make it to not?
It makes
do
you.
that?
It makes you a woman of mystery.
It's actually a setting on the camera, I believe.
Depending on the camera you have.
You could just swap your webcam.
You could do
Yeah,
that
but
too.
she has the. It's great. It's.
Oh, I
it's-
know. I agree. But the webcam will. She's.
Up,
Oh, it's
up,
good
up.
now.
there it is.
Whatever you did, it's working.
I didn't do anything.
Exact. Keep it up.
Fourth.
All right, now lean forward. Now lean back.
And lean backwards. There you go.
This is the show now.
This is the entire show. Oh
Big
man.
pint do shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ian's back.
Welcome back.
All right, so we're ready to go for everybody else's. I'm gonna
Oh yeah.
fix BB's
I'm
camera slightly.
super ready.
So, actually, Hunter,
Yes.
this time would you like to do the recap of what happened last
Oh
time?
boy, put on the spot.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
I'll try to remember it.
Okay. Do that.
So it went down like this. Okay. So Klee just got ripped off, and he's like, "I ain't having this shit. Akka, let's go beat the shit out of this guy." So we
All
went downtown. And
How about I handle it?
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So previously on Roll Call Hope, we had our party come back together after being separated to do a few separate tasks. Immediately upon which they separated again to go track down somebody who ripped off Klee, who had been trying to buy Ethereum. Ethereum being a very valuable resource. It is the essentially physical manifestation, like crystalline form of magic. So it's a very powerful and very rare element. And at this point, he decided, once he learned that, he stomped out of the bar to go find him, Akka in tow. And after a bit of searching, they were unable to find the man who sold them this false Ethereum. However, instead ended up in a shady tavern where they ended up hiring a man to track down and bring this man back to them, preferably gold in hand. After that, we returned back to the tavern where Morok had had it. Sorry, I was just noticing you eating the food. where Morok had ordered an extremely large 4-foot diameter, like multi-tier cake, which the party then gorged themselves upon. Upon the morning, they decided to go try and check out what was going on down at the actual Ethereum mine that they'd previously cleared of gnolls for the country of Gryden. It was also where they found one.
He's like, "Don't look at me while I'm eating."
Cody's killing me tonight. Oh, we haven't even started yet. But they were returning to this Ethereum mine where they knew that a Captain Kurek had been essentially put in charge of, who they recently befriended, and Mara had somewhat had a quick romantic interest in after a few days. They seemed to be mutual interest. They toured in the Ethereum mine. It appears as though the upper levels had been cleared out of anything nasty, and they were delving further. But that is kind of where they left you guys. Once you returned and talked to the colonel, who had taken the captain's place in watching the city, you guys were told of the need to look into where this plot for assassination had come from. It turns out it has potentially been linked to a crime lord in Keldon named Valak Valikov. Valak Valikov, which is apparently a well-known crime boss. However, he is yet to be caught as he tries to keep things looking above board, as many crime bosses do. You guys had just re-entered the city. I'm going to start some music, but that is where we left you guys. You just re-entered the city, talked to Kolo to make sure that you had the proper papers for your Ethereum, and beyond that, what are you guys doing?
Did we already approach the front gates?
Yeah, you've entered through the front gates. You checked in with Kolo.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps it's best if we go straight to this casino and see what's up. I mean, I kind of made a promise that we'd get this done tonight. I don't think any of you are going to complain with the reward. He's being very, very generous. And I feel like we're going to maybe even make a little side cash. Make a few bets here and there, you know, just have fun. What do you say? Good talk.
Oh, how do you bet?
Well, gambling is a funny little thing where you put down usually coin. Sometimes it can be like other valuables, loved ones, and you put it in, play a game. If you win, sometimes you get more back than double what you put in. Sometimes a little bit more back. If you lose, though, they get the money. So it's kind of like, can't think of another word other than gamble. It's a gamble.
Sounds like a win-win to me.
Oh, you'd be wrong.
Well, if I put money in, I get more, so that sounds good.
That is what you said.
I feel like you're forgetting the other half, where if you lose, you lose your money.
So we just don't lose.
I mean, that's the idea, but if everyone would just not lose, then everyone would just gamble for a living.
That almost sounds too easy.
Yeah.
I think we
Okay.
should all gamble.
I think I'm going to gamble. Yeah.
Am I invisible or something? Like, what's going on here? I feel like you guys are hearing what you want to hear.
I put 200 on black.
Okay, let's go.
All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and play some music because this is being silly tonight. So yeah, so are you guys just trying to head straight to? So the name of the casino, which you may remember, is Lux Blessing.
I do. The
Okay.
Lux Blessing. Yeah.
So are you guys heading straight there, or are you gonna make any stops along the way?
Do we? He said that the he said that the casino's kind of more higher end. It doesn't look like it's low end.
This casino is, based on what you know, probably the highest end one in town.
Okay, we don't want to get to the front doors and have them not let us in. What if we get some nice clothing? Royalty excluded. He's already dressed very nicely. I said tomorrow. And I say, we could maybe see if we can find some fine clothes. How does that sound?
I think I look great.
Well, how long do you think we're going to be there?
Well, I don't know, but if we want to get into this place, we got to look the part. And yes, you look great.
Uh-huh.
A little covered in blood from previous fights, but we should still look into. There's always room for improvement for everybody, is what I'm saying. And if you get this clothing, you might be able to impress a certain guard with it later. He might be like, "Wow, you were beautiful before, but you're like stunning now."
Yeah, you should just be quiet now. Let's just do what you want to do. It's fine.
I'm just gonna like stand there and start like playing with my sash, I guess, trying to make it look a little fancier.
Okay.
Wait, do I have any money?
Oh,
I don't know.
I do. Okay.
Marak, you remember that store we went to where you purchased all that lovely outfit? We could go back there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, you lead the way then.
Start walking. I don't remember. I can.
Oh, gee.
Okay,
Do
so
remember where
I start walking. In about 4 minutes,
Briar,
Yes.
I don't know where I'm going.
You're going the right way, isn't
Okay.
I keep walking that direction.
Okay.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
it? Surely I know where it is.
I would say it's
I was
not.
there too.
It's not too difficult between the two of you to find it. It's not too
I was
far.
there too.
I was saying I was including you. I was not including Marok.
Oh, I thought you were including. He said he don't know where it is.
No, so yeah, between the two of you, it only takes you, a few minutes to suss out which direction it is. You guys begin heading towards the neutral zone in Keldon. And once you enter, it's only a short walk away. You find the shop with relatively little trouble. At this point, it's a little after, probably closer to like 5-ish in the afternoon by the time you guys make it there. So the sun's still up, but it is fall. It's just barely starting to go down. And as you reach the shop, it does appear to be open.
Well, let's head in.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
So you guys enter, see much the same as what you saw before. You see many multicolored vests, cloaks, and dresses, and other garb just kind of hung and stashed all around. At the back of the shop, you do see the previous same storekeeps, the shopkeeps that you saw before, the elderly man and the elderly woman. Upon seeing you enter, they both kind of give you a nod, and the woman comes out from her spot behind the counter. She says, "It's good to see you again. Perhaps I could interest you in some of the things you looked at the last time," addressing you, Briar.
Oh, good to see you too. Look, I brought my friend since it was such a lovely shop to begin with.
Well, we do appreciate that. We have to survive on word of mouth of kind customers like you.
Well, I'm sure you'll give me a fine discount for that then.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Good.
With what?
That was real smooth.
With advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was super smooth.
Because you brought friends.
Yeah.
And you're not necessarily lying. I mean,
No.
you guys all have to buy stuff
No.
according to the plan you made.
16.
16? Yeah. She gives you kind of a wink and she says, "I'll see what I can do." And she kind of takes you guys around and says, "So what sort of occasion are you all looking to be dressed for?"
Well, I'm going to be gambling for the first time, so I'd like to dress the part.
Oh my. Well, there's quite a few casinos. Where will you all be going?
We're headed to the Lux Blessing.
She pauses for a second and looks back. She's, "Oh my."
From what I hear, fancy. So
Yes, we can certainly outfit you. It won't be inexpensive, but if you want to look the part, then you must be able to pay the price.
we want to look the part.
She looks at the two of the Aarakocra, the two of the bird boys standing in her shop. She says, "I'll see what I can do. I've never made anything for your kind, but I think we can come up with something stylish enough." And at this point, what are you guys specifically looking to get done?
What type of clothing would be considered like fancy kind of thing? Would they have like suits kind of thing in this world, like suit and tie kind of occasions? You know what I mean?
None
I don't know
of you-
what.
none of
Like
you
a coat
guys-
with tails, I guess. But that's
Yeah.
Tail feathers.
You can yeah, you can certainly ask if you are. You can ask her, but as far I was trying to think if any of you guys could possibly know what to expect, and really none of you, based on
No,
your backgrounds,
absolutely
have
not.
any
Well,
idea.
My
Well, I want
plan,
her, right?
my absolute plan is I'm going to go through a really big convoluted explanation and get exactly the same thing that I'm wearing made again,
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
But fancier.
but fancier.
Possibly something black and gray, and green wouldn't be bad. It goes with my scarf. If you can like implement the scarf somehow, that'd be
Okay.
really good.
I can certainly do that. You do know any weapons will have to be checked at the door, and are you wanting to put, because you can wear armor, I suppose it might be uncomfortable, but you will. Do you want things to be fitted over your existing armors, or?
That would be nice.
If you could do that, that'd be amazing.
I don't have any.
I'm fine without it.
Well, because she looks at the two of you who are really the only ones that are wearing any sort of armor. She says, "I can certainly go for something stylish. And when are you all needing these garbs by?"
Well, we're going tonight.
Oh, well, You can see if we can. It won't be the same fit and finish as if we had some more time, but we can certainly try and fit you into some existing robes and other clothes. Would that be okay, or?
That'd be fine, right, guys?
Yeah.
Kind of a pressing matter that we enjoy ourselves at this place as soon as possible. We're only staying in the city for so long, so
Oh, I see.
might as well see all the sights we can, right?
Okay. Sorry. All right. So, as you guys all kind of step up to get basic measurements, and she goes and begins picking through things, she does find essentially a robe that will kind of drape over what you're currently wearing there, Klee.
Okay.
It's pretty fancy. It's not fitted super well, but she's going to make a few alterations as quick as she can. It's essentially to try and she tried to match the color. Your scarf is what color again? Green?
It's green with like silver embroiderment.
Yeah, so she tries to kind of match that color scheme as much as she can with something that can has sleeves and looks decent being draped over your existing armor without making it obvious that you're wearing armor. She tries to fit it as best she can. She does a pretty good job. It's just a nice long robe. It's got essentially it's a kind of a darker green, and it's got it's a little bit of embroidering with silver with a bit of trim and silver as well. Akka, she does pretty accurately manage to remake exactly what you're wearing, except with just a hint of like some gold thread trim kind of around some of the edges. But otherwise,
looking good, Akka.
Otherwise, it looks pretty much identical.
Perfect, yep.
It is of a slightly lighter and more comfortable material, but otherwise it looks largely exactly the same as what you were just wearing.
Perfect.
So Briar, she seems to have a little bit of trouble finding something that fits over your armor quite right. So it's up to you whether it's up to you whether you want to spend a little extra time making alterations to something else, or whether.
Wait, what kind of armor are you wearing?
I'm just wearing like leather.
Yeah, it's just how the dice fell, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is there anything that would kind of match the coloration of my armor, the dress wise?
So you're just looking to you could put a dress over just your bottom half? Is that what you're trying to do and match to the top? What are you trying to do? Let me see what she
Like a corset or something.
Yeah, but like maybe with like a vestish kind of thing.
After a little bit of digging around, it takes her the better part of probably 30 minutes to find something that's going to work out. But she does find something that complements kind of well. It's essentially because you've got your leathers on. It's kind of like a half, like an open skirt. So it's almost more like it's around the backside. I don't remember what you call those because I'm not a lady. But yes, that goes essentially around your bottom half and seems to complement that very well. And then she does find a vest that essentially kind of almost makes it look like what you're wearing underneath is decorative rather than purely a functional armor, which it is a very pretty armor set anyways. So it wasn't entirely difficult, but it'd take her some time.
Okay.
So Mara, she does find something for you. It's not, however, anything like what you're wearing. It's much more.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's so. Whereas you've been wearing what it would mostly be considered almost like barbarian style clothing, like Pocahontas-esque leathers and things, which look very nice for what they are, but they're certainly not dress clothes. But she does bring out for you what is just a large dress, kind of like billows at the bottom. She gave you like a color preference. What would you choose?
Black.
Okay.
Respect it.
Yeah.
So she pulls out a large black dress with a little bit of silver trim on it. And it, again, at the bottom, it seems to be layered, much like you would expect a dress, like kind of what you'd see in like a Jane Austen, like a Jane Austen movie or a book, with just the large fancy lady type dress, except it's in black and silver.
Okay.
But it as you guys kind of look at Mara, it looks good, but also she's 7 feet tall, and something about it doesn't feel quite right. Having you seen her literally slice people in half merely a day before or two. So
I like lean over to Akka. I'm like, I don't know what's more terrifying, her dressed like this or her normally in her outfit.
And at this point, she says, "All right, if you'll give me a moment," and it takes her about another hour to complete alterations in total for you guys. She's going as quickly as she can, which she seems to have an incredibly steady hand for a woman as old as she is. She's kind of zip, 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 and manages to complete all the alterations and get things looking pretty good. You guys all together look fairly respectable.
Dapper.
Dapper even.
Ooh, all right.
So, with that, oh my goodness, your burbs going crazy.
They're going insane. And I don't know why.
So, with that, do you guys want your totals individually?
Sure.
Yeah. So Klee, your total comes up to like 7 gold.
Okay,
Which is
I'm
not-
good.
Oof.
Yeah. But it's just fancy. Akka, she essentially, like, it is only a few bits of cloth that are kind of wrapped and stuff, so she used some finer fabrics, but it still only comes to 2 gold for you.
Perfect. Yep.
Briar, it's going to be a grand total of 5 gold for you, and then Mara, yours is going to be 7 as well. So if you guys will just mark that out of your inventory.
I just pulled it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Yup.
So, you guys now adorned in fancy clothes. What are you doing?
I'm just standing there kind of admiring it. I'm like thumbing the fabric.
Okay.
Just chilling.
Do you think we should drop some stuff off at the tavern before we go? Actually, how far is that?
How far is it from like where we
The
are
tavern?
Like 30 minutes.
It's about 30 minutes from where you are now.
to the
What time is it?
At this point, now that you guys have been in the shop for a while, it's getting close to 7 o'clock.
Okay.
The sun is beginning, like, it's very visibly like halfway down at this
Okay.
point. Just the last bit of twilight, kind of orange twilight, peeking over the town. What are you guys looking to do?
Well, as we could put it to a vote, we could either go straight there, see what it's like, or drop some stuff off. I mean, they said that they're not going to let our weapons.
I have another question about that, actually, just out of character. If I
Absolutely.
put a fancy piece of ribbon on my quarterstaff, can it be a walking cane?
You can certainly try.
That'd be interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna just grab an extra, my old uniform.
I mean, and if you were to ask, it's not like you can't take weapons there. They'll just check them at the door. You'll have to pick them up on your way out. So if there's anything, if there's anything you just, for whatever reason, don't want them touching, you would want to leave that outside, but it's not like they're just gonna, like, confiscate them from you, but you'll have to leave them at the door.
Okay, all right.
So what are you guys doing?
Yeah, well, I say we go and check it out. Where they confiscate our weapons, then so be it. Hopefully we don't get into any fights. Yeah, just keep in mind we're looking for one person in particular. If I were to guess, probably in one of the more higher betting tables. I think he runs this place, but remember, Valikov, keep an eye out for him, keep an ear out for his name. We need to find him, basically. Possibly question him a little bit. That's our goal.
Find him for what?
Can I remember? It's been a while. I'm
Right?
trying to remember why
I was
we're finding this guy. I wrote his name down. I wrote the name of the casino.
The
I was
one
just gonna play it
I
off.
lost that Ernesto.
Yeah, the Ernesto.
for.
Oh.
You were essentially tasked with trying to find some sort, either get a confession, get some sort of definitive proof that an attack was ordered. Essentially what Gryden wants is proof that they were not the ones that essentially ordered this attack on the other representatives. Now, how you guys get that is up to you.
Okay.
What the information that you were given is that Dermond had apparently talked with one of the underlings of Valikov to order this hit. You don't know how high up that goes, who all was involved. All you know is that there's some link there, and if you can prove that, that's great. If you could prove that Valikov is a crime boss, if you could find some sort of tangible proof or somebody to snitch on him, that'd be great, as obviously people would like to bring him down. But what you guys ultimately do is up to you.
Okay. Blah. I say all that. Makes things easier.
So I guess for now we're kind of playing it by ear. Going in and
I'm ready to go win free money.
yeah, we need to make sure that you don't spend too much. I mean, it's your money. Go crazy if you want, but don't literally go crazy. We'll obviously gamble a little bit, make it seem like we're here for that, but keep an eye out for anything suspicious, any information we can get on this Valikov guy, and hopefully everything goes as planned.
Okay.
And I guess we'll start heading that way.
Right.
Yep, I'm good.
All right. At this point, you guys step out of the shop, and where are you going first? Just to be absolutely clear.
We're just
Straight
going
there?
straight there, aren't we?
Do you know
I
how to
think.
get there?
Well, man, Akka doesn't know shit.
I thought we're going straight there.
You can go
Yeah.
straight there. I don't think any of you have been there or asked where it is.
Oh, that's. I thought
Did we
the
leave
dude
the
gave
shop
us
yet?
directions. The captain.
Did we leave the shop yet?
No, you guys were.
Can we just ask the shopkeep?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, there we go.
Hi, lady.
Yes. Is everything okay?
Can you point us in the direction of Lux Blessing, please?
Oh, of course. If you head to the other side of the town center from here, directly across, you follow that road for just a couple minutes. It's a very large building, stone structure. It's very hard to miss. It stands out from everything else. There will be probably plenty of lights and things to indicate it, but it's just that direction. It'll be hard to miss.
All right, thank you.
Of course, and please, if we can ever be of service again, let us know. Oh, and Briar, I realized I didn't give you a discount on your thing, so if you took out however many gold, just bump it down to 3. Also, you're muted.
Okay. I thought it was discounted, so I didn't question it.
No, it would have been cheaper than that.
Okay.
She gave
Got
you
it.
a really good deal on it because you rolled pretty good.
Mhm. So forward to gambling and bad decisions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just like-
pick me up.
Oh, yes. I'll pick you up. Yes.
All right, so Marok scampers up as she puts her arm down to ride on her shoulders. At this point, yeah, you guys, it only takes you guys about 15 minutes of walking. It does feel a little more like stiff and odd walking in these fancy clothes across town. But
I'm guessing I'm
otherwise-
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't really notice much difference. In fact, it feels even, if anything, it feels better.
Perfect.
It's definitely
Perfect.
an upgrade. Yeah, with that, you guys essentially arrive at what you can see from afar. Is that so? Essentially, many of the buildings around Keldon seem to be of like a typical medieval construction, whereas Lux Blessing stands out significantly. It's comprised completely of stone, much like a castle would be, and it stands separate on its own with plenty of room to either side to give it room to breathe, seemingly just to make it look more ostentatious, as whoever owns it, presumably Valikov, bought the plots around it, or whoever originally built it. It appears to be a 2-story structure with high cathedral ceilings on either end, kind of giving it like a U shape. They appear to showcase stained glass windows on either side. But instead of being lit from the outside by the sun, you get the feeling these were meant to be lit from the inside to showcase like these kind of dancing pretty lights and kind of entice you to come inside. Essentially, it's built for nighttime use, like most casinos are. You get the feeling it would be pretty inside, but as you guys walk by, you see all these sparkling different colored lights, and you get the idea. It's like, got it. That's the building. An archway lined by torches on either side leads to the main entrance. The doors are large and wooden, studded with silver and gold. There's a large golden pull handle on either door and 2 guards flanking either side. What are you guys doing?
I'm approaching the front door.
I'm just gonna walk straight up to.
Okay. You guys walk up, and as you approach, they wordlessly kind of just pull the doors open to either side in front of you, and a bright light kind of spills forth out onto the street, kind of blinding you momentarily. Stepping inside, you guys find yourself in an exquisitely decorated antechamber. The floor covered with white marble tiles, divided by black marble borders around each one. A series of connected chandeliers hangs around the ceiling, and the walls are adorned in various what you assume to be high art paintings, as well as intricate fine metal works. Across the way, opposite of the entrance, around a large fountain in the middle, you do see what appears to be a row of tellers. Essentially, you see a few people. It seems like they're cashing in or going ahead and heading out or buying chips to go in. At this point, you guys are now, you hear the doors kind of close behind you. But yeah, what are you guys doing?
Can I see what you're? Can I try to like think of what you're supposed to do while in a casino?
Sure. Roll me an intelligence check. Your best.
That
stat.
is a big ol' 4.
You think maybe that, like, you're supposed to wash your hands in the fountain. You're not sure.
I'm gonna watch him while he does this.
It's a
Fall.
pretty
Can I look around and just see one of one of the bartenders or waitresses, somebody that looks like they work there?
Yeah, I mean they're essentially 20 or 30 feet away from you on the other side of this fancy fountain in the middle.
That Clee's currently washing his hands at.
You walk up to this fountain, and it's a nice fountain. I mean, it's essentially, you may not know this depending on your religion, but there's essentially two large statues of the goddesses on either side. One of them being Teth, Lady Luck, and the other one being Jess the Deceiver. And then kind of between them, there's the revelers who are holding a keg, and then that's where the water's pouring out of, and it's kind of going down into the hands of each of the goddesses on either side, and it kind of spills down into the fountain. And it's very fancy. You do notice as you're washing your hands, and like you kind of look up, like a few people kind of give you a weird look for a second, but then just kind of go back to what they were doing. So Briar, you see these tellers on the other side of the fountain from where Clea is standing currently, washing his hands and kind of like wiping it off on his pants like nothing's wrong. What are you guys doing?
Highest of class.
I want to say to the rest of the group, I think we should go ask them of what we're supposed to do when we're here.
Well, the hand washing fountain's right here. You got that covered.
Yes, and you did a wonderful job.
Don't patronize me. Let's go and see what to gamble on, you know?
I'm gonna go with Briar.
It's a big bird bath. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go over there then.
You wanna come, Rocky?
I'll follow.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm on your shoulders. I go where you go.
So you guys make your way up to the tellers there. And as you do so, they say, excuse me, if you could check in, there's a man, if you give a knock on the door over there, they'll take any of your weapons or anything that might be of danger, and then we can get you all checked in.
Well, okay then.
Yup.
So start,
All right.
I guess, pulling out all my weapons.
Okay. Yeah, they as you do, just I'm sorry, no, not here. We don't want to disturb anyone. If you could go, there's a room over there where you can remove anything in private.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
As you guys approach this door, you give like kind of a small knock, and like a slit opens up, and he's like, "All right, how many of you are there?"
5.
All right, come on in. And he kind of pulls open the door, and each of you sees there's essentially a room that's kind of circular. It's got many small curtains and things, so presumably you can pull out any weapons. Says, all right, if you'll remove any weapons in there, I'll have to give you a quick once-over after you've put them away. Just if you'll put them in the basket in there, and I'll collect them and give you a number for pickup.
Now, what do you consider weapons.
I've started walking with a limp, by the way, the entire way up to the door.
Roll me a deception check.
Ooh.
Okay. Nat 1.
Oh.
He kind of looks at you. He's like, "Did you step in something?" Or
Oh no.
Mm. Okay.
so at this point, he says, "Well, anything that is a weapon or could be used as a weapon, we generally consider weapons. I should also
Would
tell you, they'll reiterate this at the teller's desk, I'm sure, but we do not allow magic to be used once you enter the main floor. So please refrain from doing so. The consequences would be severe."
What's your policy on whips?
He just kind of like put it in the basket. This is
Shields
just-
are fine though, right? It's very fancy. It's a religious thing too. I mean, it has my
I'm
religion
sorry.
on it.
We'll also have to go in the basket. This is just, by the way, this is just about a 6 foot tall, gruff human male with like just a large black beard. And he just seems completely unenthused with the whole situation.
You must be real popular.
Just give him your stuff.
I pull out all my darts and I just like.
No,
I
no,
give
no,
him
go.
all my weapons.
He says, whatever. He says the rooms were okay, whatever. And he just begins letting you guys like dump things into individual baskets in front of him. Who all's doing what?
I'm dropping all my stuff. My crowbar, my hammer, my javelin,
Okay.
my longbow. My
You're
wooden stake for killing
You're
vampires.
pulling these out from different crevices and things.
Yeah, just like-
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think all my stuff out too. In the basket.
Me too.
Okay.
I put everything in but my quarterstaff still.
Briar, what are you doing?
Same thing.
Okay. So he kind of then goes and gives you guys, and you guys have all legitimately put your things in there, so
Yeah.
I don't need to roll for anything, but he goes and pats you all down, and he finally ends up at Yuaka, and he says, excuse me, sir, I'll need that as well.
Need what?
You wouldn't take his. He's
You're-
been
you're
in a
cool.
lot of pain
You're-
lately. He's kind of using it as a walking stick.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't believe
These
that.
kind aren't used to walking, you see.
We fly
Need
everywhere.
For support.
Well, if you're needing support to get around, we do make special accommodations for those who are in need of ways to get around, whether that be...
Well,
we do,
you hear that, Akka? Special accommodations. Aren't you lucky?
That seems lucky. Okay,
Mhm.
I'll give the quarterstaff.
It says, and if you're needing anything of the sort, whether it be a smaller walking cane or perhaps some sort of wheelchair, then you can check in with the teller, and we'll be happy to provide it for you.
Okay.
Also, don't sell our shit. Not saying you
Yeah.
would, but I don't know. I've
I-
never been here before.
I would never do that, sir.
You lose my ex, the casino loses you.
Oh, Jesus.
That went surprisingly dark.
Roll me an intimidation check
Gosh, joking.
Oh man.
with disadvantage because of your fancy dress.
Why?
I mean, hey, a woman in a dress
on.
can be even more intimidating, Mason. God.
7 foot tall Mason.
Yeah.
How come I always have a disadvantage and Briar always has an advantage every single time we start the game?
Because Briar's like, kill them with kindness, and you're just kill them.
What would the? Okay, I've never like done the disadvantage. So what would that?
Just roll twice and take the lower
Roll
one.
twice. Yeah.
Take the lowest one.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
He
You got
rolled,
this.
he
Get
rolled
two nat
pretty low,
20s.
so
Okay, 3.
Oh.
he did beat a 3. Not by much. He says, right, well, it'll be here when you get back.
Well,
You're
then
gonna
there's nothing to
wanna,
worry about then.
you're
I
gonna
see-
want to keep all the threats to a minimum once you get inside, okay? We don't take kindly to any of that here.
Can
I mean,
I see
I-
where he takes the weapons? See if I can take a peep in there and see if there's any cool stuff.
Yeah, there's a door leading out basically opposite of the room that you came in. Roll me a perception check.
Oh.
make-
11.
You think you see a few shiny things in there, but it's kind of dark. You don't get quite a good look. He appears back a few minutes later, handing each of you a number corresponding to the basket of your items.
Okay. I make sure that, like, I mean, I put a bunch of gear and stuff for them to take in, but I make sure to keep a hold on my book.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, he didn't seem to have any problem with you holding onto the book.
Yeah, I mean, gonna bash someone's read.
Right. So with that, he kind of ushers you guys out of the room back into the antechamber there, leaving you once again to speak with the tellers. Once you approach the desk, the one standing behind that you talked with before is a small gnomish woman. All right. Now that you're all checked in, is there any special accommodations need to be made? Does anybody have any anything we need to know about? Again,
A wheelchair. He mentioned something about a chair with wheels, and that sounds interesting because he needs it.
okay, we can have a wheelchair brought out. Who's going to be needing it?
I need the wheelchair.
Very badly.
Yes.
Really, a strapping young bird like yourself?
We're you said not used
He
to.
was
We're not
injured
used to
in the
walking
war.
We're
Yes.
not used to walking.
and war.
I see. Well,
Well,
It's-
we're used to war. We're just injured in the war.
I see. Well,
The Great Bird War of 37.
37.
He lost his wiener.
I was gonna.
I'm not sure what that is.
Well, of
But
course,
yes,
he
I
lost
lost
it. He lost it a long time ago. He's forgotten by now.
Yes.
Right. Well, it's no problem to bring you a wheelchair. I didn't need all the details.
Can we all get wheelchairs?
I don't want one.
Suppose you could if you wanted.
I'm fine. I just want to check.
She says, right. Well, as you already know, no weapons allowed inside. Don't cause any trouble. Don't pick any fights. No magic are allowed past these doors. Outside of that, no cheating.
Why would
She
you
looks
cheat?
at each of you in turn.
Yeah, birds.
They just give free money here, don't they?
Right.
I explained this already, man.
Now, each chip is going to be worth 1 gold piece. How many would you like to purchase?
I'm gonna reach in and just drop 100 gold on the
Holy
counter
shit.
and make sure that's enough.
Oh god.
All right. She pulls out a stack of chips and kind of like slides them over to you.
Okay.
And hands you a little baggie.
God,
and
that's a lot.
any other winnings you may collect, you can throw in this satchel here and in this bag, and you will be able to bring it here when you check out.
I'll give 10. I do not want to lose 100 gold tonight.
I'll do
10.
50.
Okay.
Is it 50? I'll do 52. Also, not 52.
52.
52.
Strangely specific.
Just not to one up you, to two up you.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I would like 100.
okay. So we've got Akka and Briar with 100. We've got Mara with 52.
No, 50 also.
Oh, come on. You have to do 52 at this point.
Okay, 52.
Yeah.
And then, what did you put? You said 10.
Yeah, 10. I'm poor.
Yeah, she
That's
gives
all I
you
got.
she gives you a look like, oh, a poor person. Like it's very obvious.
Like the guy ordering water and everybody goes,
Yes. That's,
Just have a
that's
water.
Clee at the moment.
Very good. So she slides each of you your chips in turn. Go ahead and remove that. I've got track of it here. Go to remove whatever
Okay,
it is
yeah.
from your inventory, and I will keep track of it.
Why
So-
do I need to remove it when I'm just gonna add stuff?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, we'll,
But we gotta
we'll see.
remove it from our
Hopefully,
inventory?
I make some gold.
Not with
um,
10, you won't.
Do you have any other
Gotta spend
questions before you go in? Is there anything I can clarify for you?
So where did we get our free money?
So there are several games available in the house, depending on what sort of stakes you are looking to put down. We do have.
Y'all sell steaks?
Well, we do. If you would like one.
That's what you said. You said steaks.
Yes, if you would like to buy a steak, there's you can find amenities inside.
Just how do we win?
So it depends on the game you're playing. We do have several games available. There's Liar's Dice and Teth's Boast and Jess's Dice. We also have Askelion Gambit, and starting in about the next 10 minutes or so, we do have a Racing Frog Arena set up. So there's a number of things. There are other games, but those are the most popular generally.
How about Russian roulette?
And I pull out a revolver and I put it. I'm just kidding.
Pull out a crossbow. See, let's spin it.
Permanent disadvantage.
No.
All right, so she names out the games for you guys. If you guys would like descriptions of any of them, I can give them to you out of her character, because that'll take a hot minute.
Is there
I was gonna.
Bullet?
What?
I was gonna ask her just what was the easiest
Well,
for a new beginner. Like,
of course. So the easiest for starting out with is probably going to be Teth's Boast. It's a very simple dice game. Most of our games are based on dice, because that is all the GM is willing to deal with right now.
Yeah.
Because we're not in person, don't have cards. So essentially the way that Teth's Boast works is that you essentially roll 3d6s. You kind of place your bets. You buy into that. You roll 3d6s, and you essentially, after the first roll, you kind of put in one round of betting to see if you can get it up to whatever you'd like to bet, and just you reveal your dice. And that's pretty much it for that one. Actually, hold on. No, that one actually doesn't have. That one's just a buy-in. You don't actually have a round of betting in that one. That one's very simple, straightforward. You put in 5 gold buy-in on that one, and then essentially whoever has the highest of the 3 wins. So you essentially roll 3 dice, and whoever's got the highest wins.
Against other people?
It generally can be kind of like the way blackjack is done. You're usually just playing against the house for that one, though.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And is
like
the
that.
buy-in is 5, but is that the max?
You can do higher. Yeah, different tiers might have different difficulties. Like, for instance, if you really want to go high, the house will probably do something like if you say you want to, I want to do 50 gold or something, they would probably be like, all right, well, we have 1 guaranteed 6.
Okay.
And then, just to raise the stakes a bit. But outside of that, Jess's dice is essentially kind of like poker dice, if you've ever played that, which is essentially you don't have flushes or straights or anything like that, but you do have like 5 of a kind, 4 of a kind, full house, pairs.
Yahtzee.
Almost, yeah. Simpler. So that has rounds of betting. Liar's Dice, in fact, Liar's Dice is one of the only ones you don't play against the house. They do have representatives that will watch you to make sure nobody is cheating, but Liar's Dice is purely against other players. Other players and NPCs. And then Askelion Gambit is essentially kind of a more complex dice game where you roll a d8, a d6, and a d4. And essentially each time you roll one, you make a bet, and it's whoever has the highest total at the end of that will be the winner. And you just basically try to, much like poker, bet people out. So that is basically what you guys have ahead of you.
Well, I say we go check out that Jess's dice game.
That's the one, right? Jess's.
Yeah, it's like poker dice essentially.
Okay. Just that the name. I just don't want to mess it up.
Sure. So as you guys enter, the main floor is just adorned with tons of different tables. There are decorative columns kind of in rows, kind of dividing it into almost like a hallway and then 2 separate sides. And it is adorned similarly to the antechamber with lots of very expensive things hanging on the walls. You do see people walking back and forth, very fine garb. Some of them appear to be waitresses. They seem to be carrying trays of drinks and things. But where are you guys going first?
I want to head over to the dice place.
Okay.
Jess's dice.
Okay.
Are
Very
the
good.
drinks free
Have you ever been to a casino?
in real life?
Yeah. Well, it works similarly to that. They may offer. You can probably go ask for one. However,
They usually come up to you.
they do if you just walked in. You haven't started gambling
I
yet.
know, but if you're in the casino.
So yes, you guys have made your way in, and it looks as though they are taking people drinks. People who are currently gambling. What do you guys?
I'm gonna whisper. 'Cause I'm on my mom's shoulders still,
Okay.
and like,
Hey, Mom, I have an idea.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad, but we can do it.
Okay.
You know the guy guarding all the weapons and stuff? I can make him go to sleep. He can go see what he's got. Or we leave.
Well, fine. Okay.
Jeez.
Maybe we can find some cool stuff.
Why don't we play?
Well, later, not right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just a little later. Maybe before, we move on to the next table or something.
Okay.
Well, we should do it when we leave. We'll just like set him somewhere and make sure he looks like he's taking a nap.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, you, Klee, you guys see Klee kind of head off in a direction, which
I would like get Akka to come with. I want to see him gamble for the first time.
Okay.
And even Briar, I'd probably get Briar to come as well because it's like they want to make easy money. I kind of want to see their reaction when they realize it's not so easy money.
Okay. So yeah, Briar and Akka, you guys, like Klee begins beckoning you guys towards a table where they appear to be playing Jess's dice. Some of you may be
follow.
Okay, yeah, so you guys follow. Who's gonna play? There appears to be one seat available at the table. There are 3 other people there currently.
Well, how about the people who have the most chips? Briar and Akka, right? You two choose. Who wants to play on this one?
Oh, your mic's all muted, Empire.
Is it?
It was, I think.
Oh. Would you
Hmm.
like to go, Briar?
Sure, why not? I'm ever so excited.
Oh, me too. Me too.
All right. Very good. So, as you sit down at the table, he says, "All right, Miss is a 15 gold buy-in for the first round here. So, I assume you're familiar with how the game works."
It's my first time, actually.
Okay. Well, essentially, each of you will have 5 dice. So, BB will want to get 5 d6s. You essentially, the game works. You roll 3 times, and you essentially can take the best dice out of each one that you want, and you can bet after each roll. So if you just roll once and you feel like, oh, that's the hand I want to keep, like if you were to somehow roll like 5 6s or something, and you wanted to keep that, that's up to you.
So I want to get pairs or the highest?
So the highest, the dice, the hands are essentially in this order: 5 of a kind, 4 of a kind, full house, 3 of a kind, 2 pair, 1 pair, and high card.
Okay.
1 counts as an ace or a high card, so it goes 1, 1, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And there's no like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, there's no straights or anything.
No runs. Okay, cool.
No straights, no flushes. Just the basic.
Why not a flush? Come on.
Yeah, what?
All
Yeah.
my dice are green. I win.
Uno.
No.
All right, very good. So, you sit down at the table with 3 other players. At this point, you all go ahead and roll your first, and then let me know when you're done and what if you would like to bet anything.
I'm just
I would.
watching.
The 15,
Okay.
I guess.
Well, you don't have to tell me. So essentially, in fact, I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, what you want to do is you'll take whatever dice you want to keep.
She was talking about the bet.
Oh, you want to bet 15 more?
Yeah. Oh, more? Or can I just stay at 15?
See, she just wanted to buy in.
Yeah,
you
she
you
just
start
wanted-
at 15.
Okay.
It is going to be your turn first if you want to bet anything. Basically, you can choose to take, or you can re-roll as many dice or keep as many as you want. You have
How many times do I re-roll?
3 times. So basically, you guys will go in rounds. So right now, you're first up, and they're all kind of looking at you, waiting for either you to bet or hold.
Hold.
Okay. The person to your right kind of gives a look over his dice. He's like, hold. And then he just kind of like knocks on the table. The one beside him is like, I want to raise it 5 more gold.
Ooh.
And the person beside him looks at it and gives him like a strong look. All right, and he's like, I'll meet that, and he kind of throws more chips on the table. At this point, it's back to you. Do you want to meet his bet, or would you like to?
Yes.
Okay.
So pleasant.
Very good. So then the person next to you is like, I'm gonna fold. So he goes out, leaving the three of you left. It is now back to the initial guy. He's like, all right, I'm good then. And so at this point, you all are going to roll a second time if you choose. You don't have to. All right. You notice that the guy to your immediate right, or past the one who is folded, he does not appear to be rolling his dice anymore. He's just kind of sitting back with a smug look, looking at everybody else around the table. The other guy rolls his dice, and you see him kind of like behind his hand. You see him like pull a few dice out. Alrighty then. Now being his turn, he's like, I'm going to raise the bet. Another 5 gold. And the guy to his left is like, I'm going to raise it 5 further. So at this point, the bet has been increased by 10. What are you doing?
I like, can I like whisper something into her ear? Well, not whisper. Can I just say something to her?
Sure. Maybe.
Be like,
You should like raise it like 20. Blow them out of the water.
I think I'm just going to meet their bet.
Okay, I mean, it's a lot about dominance with this game, so that's fine.
Okay.
Well, I'm having fun as it is.
Fun's overrated.
Very good. So at this point, the other guy also meets, making, unless I'm doing my math wrong, making the current pot. Because the initial buy-in.
It's 15 to
like
buy.
105, I think, is the
Oh,
current pot. At this point,
a lot of money.
At this point, the guy kind of looks at either of you and he says, all right, then, let's go. And you guys can choose to roll one more time if you should so choose. And just remember, you're trying to create the best hand out of the dice you have.
Okay.
That one guy continues to not roll his dice. The other one goes ahead and he's going to roll once more.
Moment of truth.
He kind of sits back and they both look kind of smug. Says, "All right. Well, I'm ready if you all are. I think I'm going to hold it where it is."
I'll hold as well.
And the last guy kind of looks at each of you. He says,
Oh no.
"Pathetic." And he pushes 10 more chips onto the middle of the table.
Oh.
Is it to me?
Yeah.
Well, to everyone who's in the game.
So yeah.
Oh, this is so much fun, and I'll put the 10 gold in there.
The last guy kind of looks over. He's like, he's like, let me see. He kind of looks at his hand. He's like, I don't even. No, I'm gonna. He gets really angry. He's like, he just kind of like throws his chips. He's like, I'm gonna fold. He just dumps them off the side, leaving you two. So bring that total to 125. At this point, you guys reveal both of your hands. The guy has a full house with 2 3s and 3 4s.
Oof.
Oh, I guess you had my other 3s I was looking for. I only had 3 3s.
That was a good first gamble.
Well, that is a bummer for you. And he kind of like he grabs the chips and like pulls them in.
You must be very good at this.
Yeah, I sure am. He kind of like sits back, takes a big puff of a cigar. Well, I'm ready to go again. And he kind of looks around at everybody, and like two of the other 2 guys have pushed away from the table and like walked away angrily at this point.
Okay, I'll play.
I'm gonna sit down as well.
Okay.
I like stand behind Akka, kind of coach him a little bit.
So how much? Sorry, how much gold was that total? 15, 5, and then 10.
15,
5, 10, and then 10 again. I think.
then 10 again. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, 40. Yeah.
And so you do notice a small percentage of the chips actually go back to the house dealer guy, and then 80% it looks like go to the winner. All right, at this point, you guys now all sitting at the table. So the two of you sat down, now occupying all of the available seats, betting against each other.
I don't know if D6 is for this stupid.
Except for the one guy.
Except for me, the poor one.
So
you can't even afford the buy-in.
Yeah, you need.
They have slots here.
So 15 gold, 15 chip buy-in. So you guys kind of pony up your chips. At this point,
Goodbye, chips.
the guy that just won, he kind of leans over to you guys. He says, "So, you see him like start shaking his cup. He's like, so what brings you all here?" And you guys go to roll your first bit there. Wow, stone cold. Nobody
Roll
respond-
five total, right?
Yeah, roll
I
5
think they're
dice.
rolling.
I was super focused on my dice, and so I'm just looking down, not talking, like looking at the dice, getting ready.
We're just here to have a good time. Try this place out before we move on to the next city.
I
We
see.
heard this place was good, so
That's the best. Valak runs a tight shift here. It's a nice establishment. At this point, he's like, I'm gonna throw in 5 on that. He throws in five chips, and it goes over to you, Akka.
Okay. I take 20 chips and lay them down.
Okay.
ooh, don't want to mess with Akka.
All right. So then, Briar and Marok, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? Are you gonna
I'll do
call,
that.
or are you gonna? Okay.
Yeah.
Marok, what are you doing?
Okay.
So the two of you call, putting in total of 35 chips each now. And he kind of looks at all you. He's like, well, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't give you a chance to win your money back. So
Oh, that is so kind of you.
so he calls, and you guys can all roll your second round here. At this point, he's like, well, yeah, I've been in the city a while myself. You know how things go.
What do you do aside from gambling?
Oh, well, I mean, my wife doesn't know I gamble, but I like to think.
Real quick, what is the order of what's better than what?
5 of a kind.
Okay.
4 of a kind.
Okay.
Full house.
Okay.
3 of a kind. 2 pair, 1 pair, and then high.
Okay.
So, like, if you had all ones, that would be the highest.
Okay.
If you had 5 ones, that would be the highest you could get.
Pi, are you gonna? Did you do your second roll?
So Akka doesn't touch the dice at all and puts up another 15 gold.
Okay. So, Briar and Marok.
How much we've done? 35.
35 each, and then, yeah.
Okay.
Has ponied up 15 more.
That's the last of my chips. So I guess.
Okay. I'm all out of chips.
That's usually not something you try to announce.
Briar, what about you? Are you going to call, or are you going to...
You
I
almost
will
choked
raise it another 10.
Oh.
That's all my chips.
Okay, guys, I feel like you're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm trying to help you here.
No, this is fun.
It is fun.
So I match Briar's bet as I say that.
All right. I believe the total is now at 190.
Jeez, man.
Actually, the guy kind of looks at you guys. He says, all right, I'm out on this one. He kind of like,
That's a good call.
as it makes it around to him 25 higher than it was a moment ago. So it is now just between Briar and Akka, who I don't know if you guys are cheating and looking at each other's stands.
I'm not.
So go ahead and roll if you're gonna roll your last one, and then
Akka doesn't touch the die again.
okay.
How many chips do I have left?
I'm
How
still
many
in
chips
it.
does she have left?
She said she's done. Remember?
I'm
Oh, you're out?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm not gonna bet anymore. I'll just.
Yeah, I'm all in as well.
Yep. So the three of you guys roll whatever, and then
Oh, God.
reveal whatever hands you have. Who has what?
How are you guys gonna make money if you bet against each other?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's right, huh?
I guess that's right, huh? He says. Oh man, we're literally losing money because we have to give a percentage of it to the house.
No, he covered that. That guy, the other guy covered that.
Oh man.
As you guys are kind of like going through this, you hear on the other side, there's like almost sounding like, for your reference, almost like a PA system. Somebody's like, "Coming up soon, the frog races will be starting in the next 10 minutes." And you
Yeah,
hear,
I
you
see
see a bunch
that.
of people like,
My
"Oh,
head
I wanna-"
spins around.
Yeah, a bunch of people like, "Oh, I want to get in on that." So at this point, what does everybody have for their hands?
I have a full house, 5 up, 4 down.
Okay.
I
Aka.
have a 2-pair.
I have 4 6s.
Oh. Oh.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so at this point, let me math here. So you 152 chips get pushed over to you, Briar, as the house takes its cut and divvies up the rest to you, leaving Marok chipless and Aka significantly lighter.
I don't think I did it right.
You did it
I'll
just
clap
fine.
excitedly.
Oh man.
And also clap for
It's
the break.
okay, Rocky.
You know, you're right. This is very fun. Especially when I'm not the one betting and I can just watch it happen and like unfold. It reminds me of that time a while ago, right, Clay?
So at this point, the guy looks at you, he's like, "You all want to go for another round? I hate when leaving on a loss, but I do have to be going soon." As he looks at kind of all of you, and meanwhile, there's like commotion going on behind you as the frog race appears to be taking bets for the next few minutes before it starts.
Rocky, you want to go watch the frog race?
Okay.
I immediately kind of back away, like
Okay.
kind of head away, without saying anything.
All right. So, where are you going, Klee?
To the frog area, but yeah, I just do it kind of like
Okay.
without saying anything to anybody, just like.
All right, Briar.
I'm
and
gonna
Aka.
go grab more chips.
Okay. I think you put in 15, 20, 10, right? Is that the total of that one for you guys?
Yes.
20 and 10, yeah.
20 and 10.
So, yeah, so it would be 35, 45. So you have 55 left.
Okay.
So you go grab more chips. How many are you getting?
100 more.
No, it was 50 total.
Was it 50 total?
It was 50 total.
Okay.
Cause yeah. he did it.
Okay. Thank you for that. All right, so 50. You've got 50. Or you got, yeah. Anyways, whatever. So
Oh, I grabbed 100 more.
yeah. So you go and grab 100 more.
That's how
Just
he thinks casinos work. Yeah.
mark it out of your inventory and go ahead and let me.
Done.
So at this point, you guys begin. So Briar and Aka, what are you two doing? The other three have gone over to see the frog race and what's going on there.
I'm going to frog races too.
Okay.
I suppose I'll join them.
All right, there's kind of a few different small lines where it looks like people are placing bets with people, like people are noting things down. It's like, all right. They're taking like bets and putting them in different little satchels. They have like these multicolored satchels all around them, taking bets and things. It's like they're all calling like, I have room for a few more bets here. Who'd like to get in? And like they're all kind of trying to wave you guys over.
It's the frog place.
Yeah.
How do we bet on the frogs?
So essentially, the way that the frogs works is there's 5 frogs. It's literally just a race. I have not predetermined any of that. I roll to see how they do. Essentially, the way it works is that first place, anybody can win. So if you bet on whatever frog comes in first place, you double whatever you put in. Second place, you essentially get your money back.
Okay.
And that's
Are the frogs just numbers? So we just say
yes.
whatever winner
They all
got
have
on?
names. So number 1 is Rascal. Number 2 is Dervish. So it's Rascal,
Uh-huh.
Dervish,
Mm.
Speedy, Hoppy, and Thrasher. And they're all ready to go. As you look at there's a board above them that has the stats written. It looks like Dervish. Looks like Dervish has won the most, so the odds on him are actually a little lower. The person who's lost the most is actually Speedy.
Yeah.
So in fact, if he wins, you actually get 3 times.
I'm gonna bet on Speedy.
So
I want to bet on Hoppy.
okay.
Me too.
So
It
you
sounds
guys,
like happy.
I mean, his name is Speedy. How is he gonna lose?
I mean, he's lost all the other times.
He's been resting, building up his momentum for when I bet on him, and then he'll win.
Okay, well, you bet on him then.
all right.
I will.
Very good. So, who is betting on which frog and how much? Let me write this down.
All in, baby.
How much? So you have 15,
10. I have
10.
10. I have 10. I'm poor.
and you're putting 10 on Speedy.
10 on Speedy. Got to make
Okay.
that 30 gold.
All right.
Okay,
Mara.
I want to look at Rocky and be like, which one do you think? You think we should bet on Hoppy?
Yeah, that one sounds pretty cool.
Okay, I want to put 20 on Hoppy.
Okay. 20 on Hoppy. Who else is betting?
I'll
I'm
do
putting
20
okay,
as
go ahead.
well. Sorry, 20 on Hoppy too.
Okay. And Akka, what did you say?
I'm putting 20 on Speedy
Woohoo!
and 20 on Thrasher.
Okay. So 40 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
As he's like, I'm like scratching at my neck now
Okay.
while we're gambling.
Very good. Marak, I think you're out of chips unless you want to buy more.
No.
Or I can give you some.
No, I'll bet with you.
Wait, does anyone get the feeling we came here for a reason?
To win free money.
And as soon as you say that, he's like, and they're off. And like you just sit like, there's you guys suddenly everybody's heads are like everybody's trying to peer over. It's like it's just
Go,
this.
Speedy, go!
It is like a rather elaborate track. Like they do have little bumps and like little hoops for them to jump through and stuff. But they are kind of like they all essentially have like a little track for them to run down. At this point,
Oh, Hoppy!
Hoppy can suck it. Go, Speedy!
so at this point,
Can I sing a tune to Hoppy for inspiration?
Oh, you.
Oh,
Magic is bad. Oh, remember? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but nobody knows.
roll me a.
It's just singing.
You'll have to roll me a sleight of hand check to see if anybody notices you singing.
Okay.
It's
Please roll good.
Oh, no.
Sleight of hand. I don't even know if I might have over there.
This is now going to turn into Ocean's 11. BB's going to do this for every
I got
race, and we're all going to win
12.
a bunch.
you got 12.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no.
You think you might get away with it? It's difficult to say. You kind of like take a look around. You do see a few people watching to make sure nobody's interfering with the frogs, but it is a busy crowd, and you think maybe you might get away with it. So you're going
I don't
to
know if that smile.
you're going to sing to inspire.
Would I hear it? I know she's a bard.
Roll
You've
perception
stuff
check and let's
before.
see if you hear.
Oh,
it.
I'm real
Please.
good at those. 8.
8 total.
Yeah, 8 total.
Nah, you
No.
don't hear anything.
I'm so focused on it.
We're gonna move away from them. Just just get away. Not
Man.
standing next to them. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't want. If she gets caught, I don't want to be associated.
Okay.
Well, I don't even know she's doing
But
it.
I'm not saying anything. We're just kind of walking,
Okay.
me and Rocky.
So are you inspired? So you've inspired Hoppy?
She's thinking about it.
I was gonna sing. Like, I don't know if you'll actually catch it, but I kind of wanted to just.
They
do it.
might.
Do it. Sing your song.
Hop, 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 all day long. Hop, 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 while I sing this song. Gonna win that race, gonna get there fast.
Okay.
I'll be
let
gonna
me-
kick some ass.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Very good. So as they begin like hopping down, you see them like, and very quickly, like Dervish begins pulling ahead with Hoppy close behind. The rest seem to all be having a race for third place. But at the moment, it looks like Dervish is just slightly ahead. As they get further up to the ring jump, boom. Ooh. Suddenly, Rascal gets a burst of speed, like he's just like that, like little thing where frogs are like hop, 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 and he suddenly like kind of catches up, just barely, kind of right behind
Come on, Speedy.
where
come
Dervish is.
on.
Dervish's foot kind of hangs on the ring for a second. He kind of like pulls it up, but he appears to have lost a great
frog acting.
deal of momentum.
Great. 10 out of 10.
I don't fuck around, okay?
No, obviously not.
Into it.
At this point, let me see. And yeah, at this point, it looks like Thrasher is completely left in the dust. Hoppy is now just barely pulled ahead with Speedy actually close behind him. Dervish and Speedy are now just on the heels of Hoppy there. Hoppy, though, has taken the lead at the moment as they kind of like come up to the last stretch. There's a whole lot of cheering going on. Everybody's like, is Speedy gonna do it? And like guy's like, I put 5 gold on it. And you hear people yelling. Ooh.
Is that a good ooh?
Hopefully for us.
Hopefully for me.
Right? Yeah.
At this point, Dervish just kind of like, he seems to be uninterested, and he kind of like
He
falls
sees
back.
a fly.
Yeah.
Oh.
However, Rascal gets a burst of speed, and he begins accelerating. He's caught up. Let's see.
This is so exciting.
Right?
Oh my god.
Frogs.
Imagining.
Who
all of
knew?
it.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I need to learn how to make this in
Fake
real
money.
life.
Here. This will be every session. Just bet on frogs.
so yeah, at this point, Rascal suddenly gets a burst of speed. He's neck and neck. It looks like him and Hoppy are just right at the end. Speedy seems to keep up for a second, but then he seems to like trip. Like his hand, his little frog foot gets caught on something, and he like just kind of blinks it off. He keeps hopping, but he's clearly it's a race at this point between Hoppy and Rascal as they begin. It's almost as if Hoppy had a little extra push as he just barely manages to, like, by the little tip of his froggy nose, beat
Damn it.
beat Rascal over the line with Speedy coming in third.
Yeah.
So those of you who put in money on Hoppy, you get double your money back. Those of you who put in money on on Rascal, if anybody bet on Rascal, which you didn't, you would have gotten your money back. So everybody else.
Well, I'm out of
You-
chips. Oh, right. We were here to see someone.
So
Well, now that I'm not burdened by chips, we should probably do that.
Yeah.
Where to next?
as you go and collect your winnings from the guy, they hand you Mara and Briar. They each hand you 40 more chips back. What are you guys doing?
Can I keep an eye out for someone who looks very important? Possibly a very important person? A VIP, if you will?
Wait. Can we go back to the table that we were just at, gambling with the other people?
Sure.
Because he had mentioned something about Alec, and we could just ask him if he knows where he's at.
Okay. You guys make your way over there, and as you kind of look, the table, he doesn't appear to be there anymore. There are,
Just talking.
yeah, 3
Wow, we're
Of course
real
he's
bad
not,
at this.
Because I asked, but if Brian would have asked, he would have been there.
With a name tag on.
Yep.
and a sign pointing to
Well,
the
yeah,
bag.
pointing to where it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a
like-
giant arrow.
Giant marquee.
He told
Yeah.
you. He told you it was it was one of his last games. That's a story choice. Get it.
I look to the
Whatever.
dealer and I say,
Do you know where this, the gentleman they were gambling with had gone to?
You're talking to the dealer there.
yes.
Well, sir, he's here.
Oh, sir.
He's here fairly often, but I don't, unfortunately, don't know his name. He left a few moments ago. I believe he went to cash out and head home.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna like rush to the area where you cash out to see if I can catch him.
Okay. As you're like literally sprinting out the door, a few of the guards are, hey,
Oh.
slow down.
I like speed walk.
Pete Waddle.
You do manage just to just see him like kind of like he's gathered his like coin and he's walking out the front door like they.
Say, friend.
Yeah.
Do you have a moment? I know you're probably busy. You have to go home to your wife.
Yes.
Don't want to keep you from that, but just a minute of your time.
How can I be of service?
You said that you had a friend. What was his name? It started with a V or something.
A friend. I'm sorry.
Val something Kilmer.
Oh,
not it.
Valikov. Yes, he.
That's the guy.
Yes, he's the owner of this establishment. He runs a
Yes.
very
yes.
What did you?
I personally want to thank him for introducing gambling, possibly an addiction, to my friends in person. Do you know how I could possibly get in touch with him?
Well, he can be a very difficult man to reach.
I would imagine.
Most nights, like tonight, you can occasionally see him walking the floor, but it's pretty rare. If you really want to get in touch with him, he can't help. There's a high stakes room if you end up really wanting to risk a lot. He can't help a high stakes game of liar's dice if it looks interesting.
Thanks for the tip.
He gives you a nod.
I'll nod back, and then I'll head back to the group speed walking as speed waddling.
Okay.
I'm like almost out of breath.
Okay. Liar's dice, high stakes. This is how we get this guy's attention. We get him in a room and we gamble with him. How many chips does everybody have?
Mason, how many chips do I have?
I have 72.
70.
Okay, 72.
Wait. Oh, you got 50. Never mind. You got 50.
I had 52 plus 20.
Nice.
So, Aka, I believe before the frog race you had started at 150.
I think I had 150, so I should be 110, right?
How much? Wait, how much did you bet? I thought you only put.
20. I put
Oh,
20
you
and
put-
20.
Yeah,
20.
that's right. You put 20.
Yeah.
I thought it was just. Yeah, you're right. I have it written
Okay.
down. You put 20
I
on
was just
Speedy
making
and 20
sure.
on Thrasher. You're right.
Because I thought we were at 155, but we were at 150 because.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So you're at 110.
Perfect.
I
And
have
then,
172.
Okay. No, it's a bit of a risk. But what if we pooled it all together and had one person who did this high stakes betting, got his attention, got him into a room, and maybe tried to fish out some information from him? How does that sound?
All right, I ain't giving you all my money.
I'm not saying me. It could be you. I mean,
Oh, no, it's not going to be me.
we could put it to a vote who can go in. But we have to be realizing that we could go into this and not get our money back. As long as we're all aware of that beforehand, then we should be fine. But we need information from this guy. And in fact, and I kind of get everyone to come a little closer. I'm like, well, we're going to be awarded some Ethereum, which is way worth more than what we have right here. So getting this this entire job done, it's important.
Okay, I get it.
I adjust my cufflinks.
I'll do it.
That's my Rocky.
Well, that's, I'm guessing, 2 votes for him. Aka, who do you feel should go in?
I'm just sitting there counting my chips, not paying any attention.
Well, Kali, you're the one who needs Ethereum. Perhaps you should be the one to front all your money.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I have no money.
You have no money.
I literally have nothing. I have maybe 2 gold, but that's probably enough to survive me off. I will literally throw in my 2 gold if you want me to, just to show that I'm committed to this. But I don't really have anything. I know, it's just a plan. This is how we can get this guy.
How high stakes is this? I'm not even sure what a high stake is.
High stakes just means that there's a lot of money on the line per game. So I'm guessing we could probably get 1 good game in if we all pool our money together.
Well, how much money, though?
That's
There was something that they said is a minimum bet.
Why don't we just go over there and see what it is?
we could.
That sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like a
Sure.
good plan.
Sounds good.
I'll
Maybe we might even run into this Vala dude
Valid.
when we get in there.
Oh, maybe he could be there already. Yeah, let's head that way.
and I'll head. I guess I don't. It was the Liar's Dice location, right?
There is.
Oh, but this is like a VIP kind of area, right?
You don't know. You can go
Oh.
ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask someone. I'll go up to like the closest employee.
Okay.
I'll be like, "Excuse me."
Yes. How can I help you, sir? It's a small gnome is like looking up at you from the
Yeah.
floor.
I'm sure that you get lots of gamblers coming in here, but this is all a little tame for us. We're looking for something more high stakes. I don't know if you have a service that can provide that for us.
Oh, of course, sir. If you're willing to put the buy-in up, we do have plenty of high-stakes rooms. What sort of game are you looking for?
Liar's Dice.
Oh, it's a house favorite. So, Liar's Dice, the base buy-in on the floor out here is 20 gold, but if you were to enter the high-stakes room, there are tables ranging from about 50 gold to 200, or 200 chips.
Okay. That's more speaking our language. Where would you find the 200 chips location? The table itself.
Yes. He kind of points to the back right corner. He's like, if you go talk to one of the gentlemen over there, I'm sure they'll be happy to see you in.
Perfect.
And
Thank you for all your help.
At this point, as you guys begin walking that way, there is a lady with a tray of drinks kind of crosses in front of you and says, I'm sorry, would any of you like anything?
Yes.
How much do they cost?
Well, they're free for our patrons.
Oh, perfect. I'll grab one.
As you take it, she's like, tips, appreciated. Like, he's like, yank it off her tray.
Yeah, I'm like not even paying attention. Just like, ooh, free shit.
Yeah, she
broke.
appears to be carrying around some sort of like fine wine, like just in like the thin stemmed glasses. As you kind of take it, she's again, if there's anybody would like anything in particular, let one of us know. And and she just kind of gives you all a nod. So Mara, go ahead.
I'll grab 2 and I'll give her 1 gold.
She kind of gives you a nod. She says, "Thank you, ma'am. Very generous," and like takes her tray and walks off.
Hand 1 to Rocky.
I'm gonna take one as well.
Okay.
Before she walks off.
We're looking fancy, just walking in slow motion towards the high.
I'm wheeling. I mean, I've still got a wheelchair.
Oh yeah, we have. I forgot you had a wheel.
Technically
That's
true.
That's a
Balance
weapon.
it.
We'll pick it up and just like.
That was
kill him with it. That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking
Heavy
cane, but I
thing.
was like, no, this works. So I'm like trying to balance the glass with my beak, accidentally getting wine in my mouth, wheeling.
Mora
Not
could
looking-
obviously pick up that wheelchair easily and bash someone.
So I'm not looking sophisticated at all.
On the way there, I'm like,
Wait, what's our total money that we have at the moment? You said you had 70.
I'm
He's
110.
110. It's 180. It's 200 for this buy-in. If we're doing this.
Okay, go ahead, give me your chips and I'll go do it.
Yeah, you can find them at the dealer. He, with the whole race thing, he has all of them. I'm sure if you ask him nicely, he'll gladly get them. He's just holding on to them for me.
Wait, what?
I don't have anything.
Not you. I'm talking about everybody else.
Oh, I thought you said Clee.
No, I said everybody give me your chips, and I said I'll go in.
Honestly, I've seen this little guy lie. It might be helpful. I give him my vote.
I trust him.
Okay.
Well, if the rest of the party believes, and I'll
I mean,
give
he's a
172
king.
gold.
Holy, okay, we're good. We have
I'm gonna,
enough for like getting in and then for betting.
I'm gonna
Hopefully.
give him 100 and keep 10 on myself.
Okay.
How much do I have?
And you now have 272.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think Mara gave you any of hers.
Me?
Yeah, you didn't give any of yours, right?
No, not
Okay.
yet.
Not yet. That'll be like later. That'll be like what's it called? Kakeguru. You'd be like, and I up this. Now I'm a house bet or something.
I don't think anybody noticed that I didn't give any.
Not so far. Nobody said anything. So yeah, Mara, you kind of like hold your bag out and they just dump all their chips in. You now have a 272, right? Is that correct? Because Akka, you gave 100 and kept.
I gave
kept
100,
10.
yeah.
Okay.
I
So
kept
yeah,
10.
you have 272 chips now.
Okay. So I hop off or climb down my mom, walk in with my bag of chips and my wine glass,
Okay.
and I go to the high stakes table.
Okay.
We can't stand around.
Are
them?
we able to watch?
Oh,
or-
yeah, we should be able to watch, right?
You can watch, and as you guys enter, essentially the attendant's like, all right, if those of you that won't be playing, we do ask that you keep a 10-foot distance from the table. We especially try to discourage any form of cheating back here. And as you
Oh,
guys,
that's my bodyguard and some of my entourage. One's my accountant, and the other one makes sure that my shirt looks nice.
roll me a deception check.
Your shirt looks excellent, sir.
Deception.
Deception check, yes.
15.
Okay. Well, that is very good, sir. I'm glad that you were able to bring them with you. We can allow one attendant to be near you at the table, but we must ask that the rest give us a little bit of space.
Okay, I'll have my bodyguard because people try to rob me sometimes because I'm so rich.
Of course, sir. That makes
Hello,
perfect sense.
I look to everyone else. Who's the bodyguard?
Well, I'm the biggest.
She is the biggest.
Well, you are the biggest.
She is.
And I.
I would have taken you for an accountant.
Yeah, and at this point, Mara, is like you go to like bend a bit, you do feel like almost as if your muscles kind of like boink, like you hear like a little bit of threads ripping the thin arms, like. But as they lead you into this high stakes room, it's a much smaller room, but there are still multiple tables in here. There's still probably about 9 or so different tables. They do appear to be having different games in there. It looks like maybe 3 different games. As you take a look, it definitely looks like Liar's Dice, Jess's Dice, and Escallion Gambit is being played in here.
How loud is the room?
This one,
Yeah.
like as the door closes behind you, much quieter.
Okay.
Like you do see, and the clientele in here looked fancy outside, and here it's like just another level of like mobster-looking people, like big, like you see like just bits of smoke coming out of like different cigars and fancy cigarettes. The suits are even fancier. They have each one of them, especially the men, and one woman in particular. They all have some sort of like very attractive younger attendant beside them, and there's one woman who has a long blue dress, and she appears to be commanding a lot of attention and power in the room, just at a glance.
Do we know what the guy that we're looking for? Do we have any
Indication.
appearance? Yeah, any indicators of what we're looking for?
I don't think anybody's asked about it so far.
No.
Do we know if it's a dude?
Fuck, we didn't ask what the guy we're looking for is.
What if it's
Here.
a chick?
It could be.
I like give you a little pep talk before I'm like, okay. If you like win the first round, and then you create like a big huff about how everything's too easy and a real challenge, I'm sure that this guy will come around and be like, oh, I'm a real challenge. I kill people and win gambling all the time. And then
Do you think he would admit to killing people?
if he did, it'd make our job easier.
It really would.
Oh, okay. All right. Y'all just. Shh.
All right, so I'll go play some Liar's Dice.
Okay. Which table are you approaching? There's 3 separate tables. Excuse me. One of them is 50, and then 100, and then a 200 buy-in in this room.
Where's the blue dress lady?
She currently seems to be sitting at the 100 gold table. She seems to be kind of she's waiting for the next game to begin. She looks around. Like one person kind of tentatively sits down beside her. It looks like there's room for four people total.
I'll go to that one.
Okay. Very good. So as you kind of like pull up a seat, like with your head kind of like just barely peeking above the table, excuse me, young master, would you like a cushion perhaps?
Okay, thank you.
And they go and they come back with a very plush, nice cushion, and like kind of like as excuse me, and like as you kind of like lift your butt, they kind of like slide it under, and you now have like a much better view of the table. And he says, would anyone else? He kind of looks around. All right. And the lady just kind of gives him a nod. And so with just the 3 of you sitting at the table, he says, I assume you all know how to play. It is the house rules that I must Must disclose the rules if anybody does not know. But you are in the high stakes room, so I. Does anybody need to hear them?
In the background, I'll be like,
I'd like to hear him.
He's right. So, do you know how to play Liar's Dice?
Remind me.
So essentially, you guys all start out with 5 d6s. The way it would work, obviously, I'm not going to make you use a cup because I'm not going to look at your dice, but you essentially shake up your dice and you drop them on the table. You then see how many of each dice that you have, and the way that it works is it'll start with whoever. I'll choose at random based on a dice roll. They say, I think there are this many 5s or this many 6s, and it's a total of not just their cup, but your cups as well. So it's essentially you're trying to say, oh, I think there are like 4 4s amongst all of us. And then the next person will be like, well, I think there's 5 6s. And then it's basically, it kind of like goes around in such a fashion until somebody calls out somebody else. And at that point, you guys all kind of like show how many dice there are. And if the person who called them out was wrong, they lose one of their die. However, if they were right, the person they called out loses one of their die. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Essentially, there's no betting in this game outside of the initial pot you put in.
Okay.
It just is basically all up to bluffing and seeing how high you can get the numbers to go. If you run out of dice, then you're out and you lose your buy-in.
Okay.
So if that makes sense, then we can play some Liar's Dice.
All right. So just roll 5d6, and those numbers aren't changing, right?
Right. Not for the first one. It's only after the first bluff has been called that you guys roll again. So at this point, the lady kind of leans over to each of you, and she, the two of you sitting at the table, she says, "Well, I like to know my patrons and who their what their names are." As you see her shaking up the cup. So, what are your stories? And she is shaking them up, and she slams them down on the table. Let me go ahead and roll mine. And she says, I'll begin. 4 3s, and then you're sitting to her right there, Morok.
And I just say like another number. Does that have to be a higher number or lower? Or
It doesn't have to be you couldn't say like 2 3s.
oh, I mean like so I could be like I think there's 5 6s.
Yes.
Okay.
I think there's 5 6s.
She gives you kind of a close look. All right. And then the next guy's like, I think there's six 5s. And she gives him a look. She says, I don't believe there are. And so as you guys all lift your cups, how many 5s do you have?
0.
All right. Yeah, there are only then 3 5s total. So he loses one of his dice.
hoo hoo hoo.
And at this point, that was a fluke. She says, I'm sure it was, dear.
I like yell, "Nice going, Your Majesty!"
At this point, she kind of like leans over a bit to you, Morok. She says, so, what is your story, little one?
Well,
And she's kind of shaking her dice. Go ahead and roll them again.
Oh yeah, we roll.
Yep.
where do I begin? Well, see that lady over there with the
What color is your hair right now, Briar?
Summer. So it is a very vibrant golden color.
you see that lady with the golden hair?
She leans
Well-
past, and yes, I do.
Well, she's my personal bard, and she sings of all of my accomplishments and my glories and my triumphs.
I see.
Because there's just so many to tell.
I see. So perhaps I should be asking her your story instead of you.
She has a better way with words. I just perform the deeds, but she knows how to like paint a picture, if you know what I'm saying.
I see. And what is your name? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
My name is Lord Murrock.
Lord Mark. Very good. At this point, she kind of looks to you and says, well, it is your turn, Lord Marok.
I think there's
Actually, it's Lord Majestic, glorious, revered for his killing, executioner, third of his naming.
Yes. Oh, the fact that you remembered that, that's great.
Says, I will pardon you. My memory will not hold up that well.
That's okay. That's why you should just say Lord Mora, because it's a mouthful.
I understand. Thank you.
I think that there is 3 4s.
It goes to the other guy. I think there are 4 4s. I believe that there are 5 3s.
I don't think so.
Are you calling me out?
I am.
All right. So, show how many 3s do you have, Mark?
I have 3.
There are exactly 5 3s.
Okay.
So you just delete one of your die.
Yep.
Oh no.
At this point,
I lead into Clee and I say, is he winning? Is that good?
That's not good. No.
and at this point, she kind of starts talking to you. So what? Go ahead and roll your next set. So what? It's his turn to bet. So what? What brings you here? Well, I really just was hoping to come away with some winnings, and she said, and you thought that I would be the easiest target? Oh no, not at all. And she says, just make your bet. And he says, I think there will be 3 2s. She says, I believe there will be 4 4s.
I think that there's 4 3s.
He says, I think there are. I think there are 5 3s. She kind of looks over at him for just a moment. I think you're lying. And so, how many 3s do you have, Morok?
I have 1.
There's only 2.
Ooh.
He loses another one. I'm actually not looking at his rolls, by the way. I just kind of rolling them and keeping them off screen, just so it looks, so you know I'm not cheating.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right. I'm just making his shit up because he sucks. All right. So, it is now back to her turn.
What
Just-
if it's like?
Mhm.
So if I say there's 5 3s, what happens if there's 4 or if there's 6? Same results.
Like
No.
less
As long
than
as they're
or more than?
As long as it's under, it's fine.
no. So if you say so if you say there's 5, there have to be at least 5.
Okay, 5. So 5 or more.
Yeah, 5 or more.
So wait, so if there's only 3 5s, then you lose. But if there's like 6 5s, you're straight.
Yes.
You're good.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Cool.
So at this point, she looks down. She says, "I think there are 3 4s."
Well, I think that there's 4 2s.
I think that there's 5 3s.
I don't think so, Buster.
That's cute.
How many 3s do you have?
None.
All right, there's only 3, so yeah, he loses another one. You see him like just becoming increasingly frustrated, like he's just kind of getting red. All right, so she goes ahead and rolls again. So what line of work, or lordship or kingdom, gives you the title of lord, my lord?
Well, I actually haven't done much king stuff. I've been getting into some more exciting adventures, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, of course, I like to get out myself occasionally. It is your turn, by the way.
I'm gonna say 4 4s.
You're starting at 4 4s.
Yep.
Okay. The guy's like, he has to be lying. How many? Let's see. How many 4s you got?
I got 2.
There are only. That's the only 2.
Fuck, dude.
Oh, not good.
So you lose one of your dice on that one.
All right.
And she says, "Well, tough luck on that one." It's now this guy's turn. He goes ahead and rolls. He now, just to be clear, he only has 2 dice right now, and she has all 5 of hers.
Yeah.
It's like I believe there's two twos. She says, I believe there are 3 twos.
I think there's 3 threes.
I think there are 4 threes. It's just I think there are not. All right, how many threes you have?
1.
There are not. So he was another die.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's about to be out. All right, so they roll again. All right, so where are you from, Morok? I'm not. That's not a name I've heard around these parts.
Fuck, dude, I don't even remember where I'm from.
I don't think you know where you're from as a goblin. I don't think you would remember right now, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I don't really consider myself from anywhere. I
Oh.
travel so much. My jobs take me from one place to another. That I'm kind of like a drifter at this point.
Ah, I see. Very good. I believe there are 3 6s.
I think that there is 3 1s.
I think there are 3 4s. And she kind of looks at him. She's like, "All right. I think you're lying." How many 4s do you have, Mark?
0.
Oh no.
Wow, I thought she
Poor
was gonna
dude.
lose that one. Yeah, he's gone.
Oh no! I wanted her to lose some beforehand.
You see him stand up from the table, and he's like, "Ugh, damn it!" As he kind of like walks off in a huff, leaving the 2 of you. So now she has all 5 of her dice. I believe you have 4.
3.
Okay, so there are 8 total now, for reference.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes ahead and rolls her dice.
What about you? You haven't told me anything about yourself.
Oh, I'm
What's your name, by the way?
Oh, my name is Tara.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, you as well. Sorry if I'm prying. I just like to know what sort of clientele frequent the establishment. I think there are 2 6s.
I think that there's 3 5s.
She leans in for a second and says, "I think you're lying."
Does she have a 5?
She has 1 5.
I have 2.
Yeah! Nice!
She says, "Very
Yeah,
good. Very
that's
good.
how
well
it's
played."
done. Whew, getting
She
nervous here.
She begins shaking a cup up. Well, my father runs a lot of the business sides of things. I like to make sure that we keep people happy and that things stay.
Oh,
Things stay. Well, we serve an upper class clientele, and I want to make sure things stay kosher. And she kind of looks down at her hand. She says, "It is your turn, by the way."
I think that there's 2 4s.
I think that there are 3 5s.
I don't think so.
All right. She has 2 5s.
I have 0.
Okay, yeah. Well, she's
nice! Nice!
at this point. Yeah. She says, "Very good. I can tell you've played before." She begins.
I've dabbled.
I've dabbled.
So you said your father runs this place?
Yes, he's a little well known around town. But I mainly try to just make sure things stay above board as much as I can. He's involved with a lot of shady characters, you know. I believe there are 2 3s.
I think that there's 2 4s.
I think that there are 3 4s.
I think there are 3 3s.
I'm going to say you're lying.
I only have 1 3.
She only has 1 3.
Fuck.
How many dice are you at right now?
He's
Mine
at,
too.
he's at 2 and she's at 3.
This is getting close.
So she rolls
So-
again.
How do you feel about all that shady stuff?
Well, I try not to peer into it too much, and he keeps me shaded from it as much as he can, but, you know. That is life.
Sometimes we just gotta get our hands dirty for the ones that we love.
Words of wisdom.
And that sounds strangely very similar to what he says. I think there is 1 6.
I think that there are 2 5s.
I think there are 3 5s.
I don't think so.
All right.
I have 1.
She only has 1.
Yes! Oh, man. Ooh, this is getting hard.
All right.
Exciting.
Yeah, she's just very good. All right, and she rolls her next one and slams it down the table. I mean, I suppose if you were to win, that you'd be walking away with a decent chunk of change. What will you be doing with that money?
Oh, just adding it to the collection.
Of course. Your turn.
I think that there are 2 4s.
I think you're lying.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't have any 4s.
Neither does she.
I guess you could say 1. I guess you could say
You can say-
1.
you can
say
Kane.
one,
Like, after I said that, I was like, you can say
Oh
1.
no.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She says, well, my turn. She rolls the dice. Boom. I think that there are 2 6s.
I think you're lying.
What do you have?
No 6s.
Yep, she's lying.
Hmm.
All right.
So I lean to her and say,
Speaking of shady stuff, this is just between us because I feel like we became friends. I'm actually looking for some work. That's
Oh.
kind of why I'm in this city. And I don't know. I know you don't dabble in it or anything, but do you know of anything that needs to be done? I have a family that I'm trying to protect too.
What sort of work are you looking to have to do?
I mean, I have a lot of different skills, and it just kind of depends on what's available. I don't like to disclose all that information just because in case we have wandering ears, if you know what I'm saying.
Roll me a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage on it.
Alright.
For your excellent roleplay. And for your bard backing you up earlier.
you said persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
23. I rolled a 2 and an 18.
She seems at this point, she like her face softens a bit more and she kind of leans down. She's younger, has long dark hair and very light skin. She says, well, perhaps I could speak to my father and see if there's anything he needs done, but well, let us finish this game. I believe it is your turn.
I think that there's 1 2.
She looks at. She says, I think that there are 2 2s.
I don't think that there are.
She kind of like raises her cup and looks underneath. She says, well, the game is yours, sir. She kind of stands up, like, you know, goes ahead and shoves all her dice away without ever revealing them, and stands up. She says, well, if you'll be here long, I can see if my father is available.
Yeah, I think I could spare the time.
She says, very good. If you'll feel free to play a little longer, I'll go check on him, and I should be back with you shortly. I have a few other things I need to check on before I return. If you'll give me about 30 minutes or so. And she kind of then like bows and steps off, leaving the 300.
I grab her hand and kiss it. Fuck, I'm wearing a mask.
You are wearing a mask. But are you grabbing it and making the sound like with the mask?
Yep.
She says, well,
Excellent game.
thank you. You as well. And she gets up and walks away out a door through the back. Yeah, so at this point, you guys see 300 chips get pushed over to Marok.
Look at her dice.
What?
So look at her dice. See if she's lying.
Well, it doesn't matter because I had a 1.
I know, but don't you want to see if she was like just giving you the game or?
Nope.
She already dumped him out. You'll never know.
Yep.
I thought you said she just lifted up her cup and then just put it
She
back
no,
down.
she like looked under her cup and then kind of swept her dice off all of them
Oh.
off the table. Yeah. But yeah, so you now have 300 chips. Your friends are all standing at the back of the room. What are you guys doing?
I'm clapping, just vigorously clapping.
You see a couple people look up from the other tables like grumpily at you.
I continue clapping.
Can I lean into Rocky and be like, "Hey, I think you need to give your friends their chips back now.
Just tell them that we lost.
They were right here."
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
I give them back the chips that they gave
I'm gonna
me.
let him keep 20 of them for a game well played.
okay.
Yeah.
So 80 go back to you, Aka, and then that's 172. Okay, leaving you with 138. Is that right? Or 238?
It'd be 238 because
238.
I didn't use 72 of hers. That she
Yes. So
Yeah.
so yes. So okay. So you guys go ahead and keep tally of how many that is for you for when you cash out. So yeah, you guys all have your chips back. You apparently may have the ear of Valikov. What are you guys doing? You play anything else, or are you just waiting? And also, I can't hear you, Hunter.
Yeah.
I might have an idea. I'll be right back. I'm gonna fly as fast as I can to, wait. Aka, you're faster than me, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Your mic is super loud right now, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why? How's this?
You're good.
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay, I just pushed it away.
I'm like, okay, in my room, under my bed, is look, make sure no one is looking, like no one other than us. Is that fake, well, the really bad Ethereum. But if you get that, we might be able to bet with it.
Mm.
I can go, but like you're way faster than me.
And I take out the key to the room. I'm like,
This is the key. If you get back here right away, we might be able to sweeten the pot when it comes time to gambling with the man of the hour.
Okay, I will go quickly.
Thank you.
And I just get up and leave the wheelchair and walk out the room.
everyone's looking.
It's a miracle. Ah.
Oh, we're not gambling with them.
So at this point, yeah, Aka takes off. It does take you the better part. I mean, because you're flying.
Plus, I've got the extra movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 90 movement speed as a normal movement,
Yeah.
and when flying, and then that's double.
I'll say for the sake of story, you can definitely make it back in about 30, 45 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys in there, are you doing anything while he's gone?
I mean, I'll explain like the conversation that I had if they weren't listening.
Okay.
Yeah, so I told her some stuff and that I did shady stuff. And she said she's going to set up a meeting with her father, that Valikov guy, to see if we can get into some shady business.
That's good. That's good. It's an in. You did well. You did well.
Thanks. I didn't even have to tell her my super secret lie that I was going to tell her. That I'm the famous assassin, the Red Demon.
Let's keep that for her father.
Okay.
If it ever comes up, just let him know. Maybe he'll try and hire you.
That's the plan.
And then we assassinate the assassins.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Okay. Very good.
We're smart.
Can I kneel? I'm gonna kneel down to Rocky and give him a hug and tell him that you did a really good job. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, Mom.
Very good. With
The
that,
question why a child was gambling at the table.
what about what?
No one's gonna question that the child was gambling at the table.
Yeah, this is.
They don't know I'm a child. I'm wearing a mask.
could be a very small
He could be a
person.
gnome.
He's dressed
Yeah,
really fancy.
that's fair.
He's dressed fancy.
They might think he's a halfling or a gnome or
I got a very cool mask on too. They don't
yeah.
have face.
So, with that, yeah, you guys essentially stand there awkwardly in the room for a while, just
We
kind
just
of
chat. You know,
chatting with each other.
shoot the shit.
Can I go get a cigar? Can my mask be magical where I can put stuff in my fucking mouth?
Did you pay for a magical mask?
Bro, my backstory, dude.
No, but you can get a cigar if you like. Would you like?
Yep.
You try and find one of those pipes that comes like out and all the way down, so you can put it underneath the mask.
Oh yeah.
Well, you can find one of those later. There certainly isn't one nearby.
What kind of budget ass casino is this?
At least
I'll get a
not. At least
cigar.
not in this
Especially
room.
in the VIP.
I'll go get a cigar and I'll give it. Oh.
Mom, smoke on this. It'll make you look tough.
Oh, okay.
And one of the attendants kind of like lights it for you. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, Mara.
Oh,
Because I don't think you probably haven't smoked this sort of thing before. You may have smoked some like herbal stuff, but nothing quite like this.
Herbs.
I got a 7.
Yeah, like, so for a second, Marok, you look up at her, she takes like a really big drag.
You're not supposed to inhale it.
And she looks like she looks super cool for about 5 seconds, and then she's like, like just like smoke comes, like just
Oh,
out.
come on, it can't be that bad.
Mom, you're embarrassing me in front of the rich people.
You're the one that told me to do it.
I thought you could handle it. You got big old lungs.
I've never had one of these before.
It shows.
You shut your bird beak, or I shut it for you.
So with that,
Ooh.
as the time has passed with shenanigans, at this point, Akka does come back. You do manage to make it in there. She has not appeared yet, nor has Valikov. But they, as you didn't have any weapons, they didn't seem to check you. They just quickly patted you down to make sure you didn't have any. They found the box, but didn't appear to inspect it too closely. As long as it didn't contain anything that looked weaponized, you seem to step in pretty easily. As you guys see him enter the room. What now? What are you guys doing?
Perfect. Now, I think we wait.
Okay.
We've been waiting.
Now we continue to wait.
At this point, they kind of, you see from the door that she exited, somebody kind of leans out and whispers to the guard at the door. At this point, they kind of look over at you and kind of point, and the attendant kind of walks over to you guys and says, excuse me, Mr. Valikov would like to see you now.
Okie dokie.
All of us, or?
I believe so.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
I'll get back in my wheelchair.
I'll like start wheeling him around.
All right. Yeah, at this point, you guys are taken down. Once you go through this door, it's even like the room you're in was a little darker and more like it had a focused light that was kind of on the table that gave it a little more of like a serious feel. Back here, it kind of goes back to the previous room's kind of styles, and it's very well lit and very well adorned. As you guys get led down the hall, there's a few rooms off to either side. You see a few people like back there eating. It looks like the staff and things, and then they take you to a large entryway similar to the one that you guys came in through, a little smaller but significantly larger than normal. And they give a quick knock, and somebody opens the door, and there's like a quick like whisper going on, and they kind of like peek out and look at you, and there's like, all right, and they kind of like waves them in and like push the door open. Inside, you see, and sitting at a very large desk, you see what you can only presume to be Valikov, a monstrously huge human man. He's almost as tall as Mara is. He's about 6'8". He's just absolutely ripped out of his mind. Like, you can just tell based on the clothes he's wearing that he's got a big build under there. You see just what appears to be just blonde hair that's kind of like combed over to the side, and completely clean-shaven face. Sitting in the chair next to him, kind of lounged in a what looks like a rather plush chair, appears to be Tara, his daughter, sitting there. He says, "All right, I was told that one of you was looking for me."
That's me right over here.
Says, "You must be a very impressive person to impress my daughter so." And he kind of gets up and leans down to shake your hand.
I shake his hand very firmly.
All right. I says, what can Velikov be doing for you today? And he goes and sits down in his chair and kind of reclines. He says, "Is there anything I can offer you? Perhaps another drink or cigar?" And he kind of like looks to the attendants, who like one of them like quickly scurries out apparently to go fetch some things. What would make you most comfortable?
I'm okay. Does any of you guys want anything?
I'm fine, thank you.
Take another drink.
Very
Ooh,
good.
good for you.
A drink for the Erkokraman. That's very good.
Oh.
Yeah, he
So,
knows us.
how are you finding the establishment? The daughter says you came to VIP room. You've been high stakes gambling a bit. Is the establishment up to your standards?
Out of all the establishments I went to, this one's definitely high tier. I'm enjoying my stay very much. You got a very fine place you're running here.
Yes, very good. The highest tier, I hope. This is my baby. He kind of like looks around, like just kind of like gives the wall a pat. He says, I'm very pleased. This has been a long time project, but I think turned out good. Good investment. He says, "Please take a seat," and he kind of like motions, and a few other attendants like step out. And as you guys kind of look around, there's about still 6 other dudes that are very large and burly in this room. None of them as big as Valikov, but all very large.
I'll take a seat.
Okay.
I couldn't. I have to ask. Do you know or meet a lot of Eric Cochran?
No, but I am well traveled. You see, I come from far up north, got bored up there, decided to take business down here where things are a little more interesting. So I seen your kind a few times.
It's impressive. Most people just say, bird person.
Yes, it's easy to get you also confused with the other bird people, so I
Yeah,
can
that
see,
happened earlier.
I can see their confusion. So, Morok, I think your name was?
Yes, that's correct.
And I'm sorry, what the rest of you? I'm Velikov. If you're not, he kind of like stands up and gives you all a short bow. Who are the rest of you are your entourage?
I'm Clee.
I'm Mara.
I am Akka.
And
Oh.
you're muted.
You are muted.
Oh, and I am muted. No. I'm Briarwood.
Okay. I think he kind of looks at you. I think one of my men seen you perform sometime. I think I recognize that name. He leans over. He's like, Dimitri, you remember? He's like, yes, sir. She's quite good. He said, how much it take for me to hire you away from Morok? I need a good performer.
Well, it would cost quite a bit. I am quite expensive.
Yeah, of course. He says, I mean, no offense, of course, Morok. I just business and.
Oh no, it's the name of the game, brother. I get it.
Perhaps we talk later. So, Morok, what can I do for you? At this point, the attendant has come back in. She kind of passes. She brings the tray around to offer drinks and cigars and things to you guys.
Yeah, what the hell?
Well, I'm basically just looking to me and a couple of people are looking to get into some work that, most people around here don't have proper jobs to offer, if you know what I'm saying, that are up to our expertise.
I see. Are you looking to make money, or is there something you need? Valikov has many connections in the city.
Well, money doesn't always hurt. We could use some more of that iridium stuff, too.
I'm sorry, what the...
I think he means to say Ethereum.
Of course, yes. Everybody is looking for Ethereum. It's very nice. Difficult to come by, even for Valikov.
Is that something you're interested in? Ethereum?
Potentially, I'm trying to not become too entangled with any government bodies right now. They're looking very hard, but Velikov keep things above board.
Oh, of course.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I get it. We did a couple of jobs for those guards for them to kind of get off our back and, so we can trust us a little bit and kind of let us slide in and under the radar.
Okay, so I'm did not.
Not expect that.
Perhaps a gamble. We've been sitting here. I'm sure we can chat and play at the same time.
Yeah, sure. I could play maybe a game. I do prefer to have something over. I don't want to impose, but I do like to play a little bit over business. Perhaps you would like to play some Ascilian Gambit.
Sure. And I say, I don't know if this interests you at all, but perhaps this will be my way in. And I slowly show the Ethereum I have, and then close it.
Ah, yes, this is good. See, this man know how to bet, because in here money not so important. But if you have something else to
Anyone
offer,
can get money, right?
Anybody can get money. So how about this? What do you want in return? What can Velikov offer you? I recently acquired. He kind of points about him. I recently acquired the very nice carpet. It fly. It's very nice.
I mean, not to be rude or anything, but wings and all that.
Yeah, but it's very nice. It's exotic.
I'm sure it is. I'm not saying it's not.
It carry far more weight than tiny bird wings.
What else do you have?
He just kind of looks around. He's like, I have many things. He says, he kind of pulls out a large bejeweled egg that is just covered in all sorts of different precious stones. He says, this is very nice. It worth very lots of money. One of a kind. Also, and he kind of says, perhaps you're interested more in things with magic. I don't know.
Here's an idea. I mean, let's speak hypothetically for a second.
Yes.
If we have an enemy of sorts, we want to get rid of them. Do you hypothetically have connections to hook us up with someone's services?
Velikov may know somebody. But perhaps, what you interested in? Perhaps I can put you in touch with this person.
That sounds like a plan. Of course, we'll bet for it.
And he says, I want Morok also to play. He's a very keen mind, like my daughter has told me. He says, he says, Morok, you like carpet? His carpet very nice. He saw you with carpet.
I've been eyeing that carpet since you said it.
I saw his eyes light up.
Says, I wish to put my carpet against your singer woman.
Oh man!
No, she's worth way more than the carpet, unfortunately.
It's okay. Carpet worth a lot of money, but perhaps I give you perhaps this is final offer. Perhaps give you carpet, but also, he says, he kind of pulls out from under his desk. He pulls out this very extravagant looking golden wand. He says, perhaps this more your style, and it's just at the end it appears to be wrapped in a very fine leather and has a jewel at the end. Says this is very nice. It was taken from he died, and we acquired it from very strong wizard man, and it's very nice.
What does it do?
So
Can I try to see if I recognize this at all with its Arcana check or something?
Yeah, the two of you Arcana check on that.
Okay, I was gonna have Briar do identify.
Oh, shoot. That is a natural 20, so 21.
Okay, yeah, he's got it.
So, Yeah, so what you look at this wand, and it appears to be largely gold, and then it has like kind of swirling around it some sort of like almost like platinum look. What you gather with your really high roll is that this is out of game. It looks like it's probably a +1 wand, but it also has the ability to be enchanted further than that. And given the materials it's made of, it probably would be significantly easier and cheaper to upgrade this wand than it would like a lesser type of wand.
Now, out of game, what do wands do?
Spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, so it's a spell.
It just adds to it?
So essentially it adds your spellcasting modifier. It also adds, I think, if there's anything
too,
to
right?
hit, it's damage and to hit if it has to hit.
That's a very
And so to be clear, spellcasting focus allows you to essentially cast spells without the need of a you don't need a component pouch or anything like that. It just basically lets you get rid of any material cost.
Yes.
So
that is a very nice wand you have there.
Yes, it's very nice. So
All right, you're on.
just betting Briarwood.
So, can I get a little refresher on what this game is?
Yeah, I don't even know what we're playing.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Okay, just checking.
I mean, my bet is absolutely useless, but he doesn't, so it's all good.
So basically, the way Ascilian Gambit normally works is you have a buy-in at the beginning, which you guys have ponied up pretty hard already. The way that it then works is there are essentially 3 rounds where you can choose to increase your bet.
Is this the 8-6-4 game?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I know this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically it's you roll 8.
You were saying
Yeah, D8 and then a D6 and then a
and it's
D4.
basically if you choose to increase your bet at all, you can do so at that point.
Yeah, which granted we kind of bet everything up front.
You guys
so.
did bet pretty hard up front. Valikov has many other things around his office.
fuck. He's at an advantage.
I mean, he's already bet
was-
2 things.
I was legit just trying to see if there was a way
I'll
for-
bet my monk. He followed me around and he can punch things for you.
But I don't even think anybody asked Briar how she even feels about being put up as.
Yeah, I wasn't the one who bet her.
We're gonna win. Don't worry.
So wait, yeah, that's good.
So I play individually against each of you, and and we see how it go. And so he's gonna go ahead and he kind of rolls his first one. You guys go ahead and roll a d8.
Oh boy, come on.
It says Valikov feeling generous today. Also going to put he's like, I throw just for fun. I throw 100 more gold on table.
And we have to call that, right?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yep.
Since from the years that I've had this book, it's always come back to me, right?
Mhm.
Always.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out the book.
He's
that
playing against me, correct? This first one?
He's playing up against both of us, isn't he?
It's playing
thought he
against
said
both of you at the same time.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 1-on-1. Sorry.
Yeah, he's playing just individually against you two at the same time. You're not against each other.
Okay.
I say, you like magical things, right?
I am a collector of many things, magical and otherwise. Yes.
Well,
I'll put the book down.
I'll say, I wouldn't touch it. At least not with your bare hands.
I see. What does a tome book do?
It's a cursed item.
Well, why would I want such a thing? What does curse do?
Well, the last person who touched it died instantly. Now, I'm not saying you send it to an enemy, but if an enemy ends up receiving it in the mail and opens it up.
You currently have it wrapped in cloth.
Yeah.
Okay. So he kind of like pulls the cloth back. He says,
I'll open it up for him, like, 'cause I've touched it many times.
Okay. He says it's a very interesting book. Okay, I'll take this.
No, I don't know if that's worth 150 golds. I would argue a little more, but
it's yet to be seen. Having not tested it, I will take your word for it. I'll match. I'll put. Yes, I will match that. So that is good. Is Morak? What? You have anything to call?
I'll call it gold.
Okay. So now everybody roll a d6. What are you? So Akka and Mara, you guys are just chilling at this point.
Watching, yeah.
Okay. It is your turn to bet. The two of you, anything you'd like to raise?
I think I'm gonna hold for now. If that's fine with you.
Yeah, I didn't bring a bunch of stuff with me. But,
Hey.
I don't have all the stuff at my disposal.
That's okay. Okay. Well then, we leave this round then. So at this point, he says, "We roll last die," and he's kind of like he rolls his last one.
Okay.
Hey. Oh, Velikov feeling pretty good. Velikov never fold, by the way. That's how I win.
They're like, what?
So, you ready? Anything else you'd like to offer?
I don't even know if I have anything. I'm checking right
I'm
now.
ready to go. The anticipation's killing me.
To be honest, most of my weapons are confiscated at the door. That's valuable to me. I know it's not really super valuable for betting and stuff, but whatever, you know.
Yes. All right. Well, then, if you're ready, he kind of like pulls up his hand. Is anybody doing anything, or are you guys just going for it?
Can I check to see if he's cheating in any
I was
way?
gonna say, can I watch him the entire?
Yeah, I'm being very like. There's a lot on the line here.
roll an insight check.
Oh, great. That is, I believe, a 9.
Okay.
Am I watching him as well? Is that
Yeah, you can roll insight if you like.
18?
No, that's a 10. I got a 10.
Okay. Yeah, Klee. You don't know. He's got a good poker face. Akka seems to be above board. You don't think he's cheating.
Oh God.
And his daughter is still sitting across from him, right? Or like
Yeah.
in the room. Okay.
Says Velikov get 12 total.
Oh, 14.
I got 14 as well.
Oh yes.
I say, that was a good game.
You see, yeah, you win some, you lose some.
No, of course.
That's how he wins, huh?
Hey, it's
Not
okay.
even close, baby.
Hey, see, now we have good business flowing. It's a good energy. It's a good room. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll add those things to your inventory later.
I like
Ooh, magic
grab the
carpet,
yeah. I'll grab the book and like kind of whisper, "I'm so sorry," and like wrap it up and put it away.
But if you changed mind, the young Briar would still like very much to hire you. If you ever change your mind,
Well, I could always do a show or two, perhaps.
yes, that would be much appreciated. Yeah.
How much gold did we get again?
So 100 is what he.
Oh, I'm not poor anymore.
So he threw 100 in. So Klee, you I believe requested a name, and then Marok, you've gotten the magic carpet and the magic wand.
Yeah. A name of his assassin, and like where to find him, kind of thing.
Okay, in character. What are you asking?
Yeah. Okay, well, now that that business is done, I'll cut the crap. I'm looking for an assassin.
Oh, assassin! Hey, that's a very. He kind of looks at his daughter. He's like, "This one, the balls on this one." He's like, "Do they're kind of balls? I don't actually know." Hey, whatever. So, you're looking to have someone like, yeah?
Oh, absolutely.
What kind of person are we talking? Because many different assassin take different type of job. Is it different levels?
This person, he's highly guarded,
Mm-hmm.
which makes my job a lot harder. I would normally deal with him myself. He usually has about 4 people on him at a time, and that's usually when he's in a fairly safe spot. When he's going out, it's much more difficult. He's
so just one
kind of
man.
a lord.
Okay, he is I perhaps know a guy. When you need to meet this man.
No, as soon as possible would be great. I'd sleep a lot easier knowing that this dirtbag was in the ground.
Ah, I see. Okay, that's the thing. So, at this point, yeah, he says, "Okay, I reach out to him. Sometimes he's a little difficult. He take all kind of job around town. I see if I can have him here tomorrow night. Maybe perhaps if that is that amenable, you can.
No, that's perfectly fine. We'll be in town for a little while longer, and yeah, I look forward to meeting him.
Yes, this is good. Well, I have him here tomorrow, and you perhaps you come back, and maybe we play again. Maybe Valak win next time. Maybe Valak win things back. Perhaps.
I'll look forward to it.
It's very good.
Should we meet here in your office or somewhere undisclosed?
Perhaps we meet at office and then go safe place.
Sounds fine to me.
At this point, he says, "Well, if business is concluded, I do have much more to do." At this point, I know, unfortunately, Pint just left.
Yeah.
But as you guys kind of get up to leave, I'm gonna wait for her to get back for like 5 seconds. She better be running.
I'll look up to Tar and be like,
How about a date, pretty lady?
She kind of leans down. She says, "Nothing against you, my lord, but I don't know if my father would approve."
Do you approve, sir?
Maybe that's the next game.
Yeah, right?
Are you asking him?
no, I'm not gonna really do that. Mark wouldn't do that.
Says, "Well, perhaps I have quite enjoyed your company. Perhaps maybe either tomorrow or later this evening we could grab a drink though or something."
That sounds nice.
Yes, there's much more to this city to see that is very nice outside of this. She kind of looks at her father for a second, like a sidelong glance. Just, there's a lot more to see outside of this life. But until then, if you need me, I'm often here.
Alrighty.
At this point, as you guys kind of stand up to leave, and the guards kind of open the door, one of them kind of like stops you for a second, Mara. He says, "Excuse me, you look familiar. You look very familiar to me. Have I seen you before?"
I don't know.
Yeah. I just.
Where do you think you would have seen me before?
There's someone. Yeah, it's probably nothing. He kind of like closes the door and he stands outside with you guys. It's just there was a man I was expecting to check in, and he was last seen with someone of your description, and I don't know how many. I mean, you were dressed very nice. She was not so much. So I don't know. I just maybe you know, another large woman with red hair.
I mean, there's not that many large women with red hair around here.
Oh, you perhaps know Dermond. He not hear from him in many days.
The name doesn't ring a bell right at the moment.
Roll me a deception check.
Yes.
Oh no! Come on.
I got 11.
Okay. He just kind of looks at you for a second. So, all right, if perhaps you see him or this other woman, you let us know. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. And he just kind of like waves you guys on.
Wait, did we hear that as well?
He wasn't being quiet about it.
When he like swiftly wanted to leave, can I like kind of like insight that?
What did you want you to do?
No, when he like quickly left, he's like, okay, goodbye, kind of thing. Can I like see if he's like caught on or something?
Sure, roll an insight check.
Nope. 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
you have no
man.
idea. You can't read him.
Nope.
You cannot read him.
I cannot read him.
So with that, you guys kind of make your way back out. Are you leaving the casino good for the night, or what are you doing?
Oh, fuck.
I'm ready to cash out.
Oh, Pite.
I made more than enough money.
What?
Here's like, oh, maybe it was somebody else. You're like, no, I'm pretty sure it was me.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I said there's not that many tall people.
That's pretty much like, yes, it's me.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
probably
right?
thinking of me.
Yeah, it was me. I did.
It was me.
Ugh, love it.
I didn't say it was me.
No, you didn't. You said it without saying it.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
didn't know
the
what
tallest
man he was
have the
talking
reddest
about.
hair.
He could have been talking about
I go to
Well-
promptly cash out.
other people.
Okay. Yeah, you guys go ahead and you cash out. So whatever chips you had, go and exchange that back into gold.
I got 100 from the boss dude, right?
Yes, you got 100 more from him, and then I think you had whatever you had. Oh, you distributed that already. Yeah. So you
I
guys go
give
ahead.
him 20 back.
Yes. Alright, so you guys go ahead and exchange your chips, and then you'll be good. You'll be good to.
And you have a magic carpet and a
And-
wand.
Yes.
We can fly around.
Wait, was it a
baby.
magic carpet and a wait? Was it the magic carpet or was it the wand and briarwood that he bet?
Oh, I got
Oh,
both. I
You
got,
got
the
the wand
carpet
and the carpet.
Right. Right.
He was
That's
betting-
right, because he bet briarwood and then that he sweetened the deal with the wand.
Yes.
Nice.
I was really hoping that would go differently because it would have been really funny.
Yeah, what would
Right?
have happened if I would have lost that?
Yeah.
You'll never know.
Or me. I don't even want to know if I lost that.
Yeah. So you guys, at this point now, cashed out. You go in and grab your items from the guy as he brings out your baskets. As you hand him each your claim number for your weapons as you leave.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a couple of swings. My staff. Make sure it's mine.
I go to the guy at the guard and like,
So I just got back with my special meeting with Mr. Malakoff, and he said that I can look through and see if there's anything to my liking as a parting away gift. Just one thing though, just one.
roll me a deception check.
with advantage because I dropped Malakoff's name.
Well, his name is Valikov, so I almost gave you
Valikov.
disadvantage.
Oh no!
That's me. No, that's Cody being no, not Morog.
Oh no!
It's funny how thin that line is becoming.
No, dude. Fuck. Oh, you're gonna fucking hate me.
I don't know. I rolled pretty high.
You said deception?
Yeah.
25.
Fuck.
I rolled a natural 18.
I got a 19, but I don't. He's got a. That makes him have a 22. So.
I have a +7.
All right.
You're gonna hate me, he says.
He looks down. He's like, that seemed very unusual, but okay. Just perhaps from the back where. Perhaps from there are some unclaimed items that we've been holding for a while. There's a large store of them. I suppose there's no harm.
Well, while Aka's testing out his like staff, like you
Yep.
know, I'm like kind of want to start a little distraction for him by like testing out my whip.
Who are you trying to distract? The guard?
The guard just kind of like absentmindedly like pretend like I'm just like testing it out kind of thing. Just,
We're making a lot of noise on this side.
a whip isn't loud. It breaks the sound barrier, man.
He's like, no, please stop. Not in. And so yeah, go ahead and roll a performance check on that. So meanwhile, he kind of like he's like, no, stop. He's like looking at you as he's opening the door. So Marok, at the end of the hall there is a like what he's pointed out to you is it's kind of almost like a large basket bin sort of thing, where it looks like extra things have been dumped. There are multiple other people's bins on the way there.
Does anything catch my eye?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh my god.
What'd you get?
Perception?
Yep.
Natural 19. I don't add anything to that one though.
Okay. So as you were walking through there, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. What in particular? What kind of thing are you looking for?
I don't know, something cool for a sorcerer.
So yeah, as you dig around in there, there are a few different things. You see a couple different interesting looking like musical instruments. You see a few different gloves that look like very fancy. There is this weird object. It's kind of got like it's got a weird handle on it with like a tube on it. You're not sure what it is. Then as you kind of dig around a little further, it does look like there's some other wands. None of them are as fancy looking as what you have.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are kind of the most interesting things you see.
You said some gloves, a weird object, a tuba.
I didn't say tuba. I said it's about.
Oh.
I mean, it's for you. It's kind of big, but it's only about yay big.
What is it?
You don't know. You've never seen one of these before in your life.
Does it feel magical?
Do you have detect magic?
No.
Then you don't know.
Sorcerer.
Then who knows?
What looks the coolest?
What looks the coolest?
Yeah.
I mean, those kind of shiny gloves are neat.
Yeah, dude. Let me get those sweet gloves.
Okay.
They look fancy though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they essentially look like they were kind of made to go with one of the outfits like you guys have. Like they seem to complement your outfit decently well.
Okay, I'll take them.
Okay.
I rolled 13 for performance.
All right. Yeah, I'm the guard. Let me see.
What? Just see if it works.
He kind of waves
Quality
you off.
control.
He kind of waves you off and goes to follow Marok back in there. He seems to.
Before he does, I'm gonna start spinning my fucking staff around as fast as I possibly can above me and going through like forms and stuff.
I'm like, go, 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 go.
roll a performance check.
Cheering you on as you do it.
Need above 16.
Oh, I only got nat 17.
Yeah,
Nat
he
17?
he starts to head off down the hall after Marok and hears a and
Go,
looks
go,
back. He says,
go,
"Hey,
go,
I
go."
said, please don't." And no, stop. He's like going back. He backs off a few steps to go check out whatever's going on there.
I put the gloves in my pants and I grabbed the tuba.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah,
okay,
we're
yeah.
helping you.
Just as you do, he glances back.
Oh.
He says, "All right, you've got your thing. Come on."
Okay.
All right. I think you guys are done in this room.
Yeah.
I
How to
walk-
make the DM immediately hate us.
I walk up to Briar. I'm like,
Briar, what is this tuba thing? Can you identify it?
So it's about for you it seems big, but it's about this big.
Can
Once we get out of
I
here.
do? Okay, can I
Yeah.
just do like a quick Arcana check to see?
I was about to say, is it magical?
I mean, without detect magic, you can't tell if it's magical or not. You can roll
Well,
Arcana
We'll
check to
just,
see.
we'll just identify once we get out of here.
I'll roll Arcana just because lol. Nope.
Yeah.
I do?
Natural one.
Sure.
So I'm holding it. Oh god.
I'm like, cool tube thing.
I'm already taking it.
Man, did you see how like fast that was? You were like spinning it like crazy.
Oh,
What'd you get? I didn't hear what you got, BB.
Four.
Yeah, you have no idea.
The perils of having a low intelligence group.
right.
So with that,
So I'm holding a tuba?
It's a small tuba.
it's
Start blowing
essentially-
into it.
It looks like it has some sort of like place where your hand goes, and then it like kind of has a tube on the end and like some sort of other mechanism you're not familiar with.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you
I
don't
don't
quite know what to make of it. Yeah, it's weird. In some ways, like
It's a
the
flower pot.
it almost
Because I play wind instruments, could I potentially just, I
One
guess
sec.
blow at it?
My cat
Because
eats
it
my
looks like
plant.
you want to try to play it.
Yeah. Just like one note.
Sure.
I mean, it's a tuba, so she would be able to play it.
So it does. So the bit of the handle almost reminds you of how like a hand crossbow is shaped, but
Okay.
it's a little different. What do you?
Uh-oh.
Are you guys still inside? Where have you gone? Where are you at this point?
I think we're walking out, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
As this
Yeah, we
goes
can be on the way out.
Yeah, you go and you pick it up and you lift this object to your lips, a little confused. You kind of hold the handle down here and you, and it's just kind of like this is a strange sort of instrument. There's, like I said, this little mechanism on it. Hunter, is your fan on?
Is it?
Yeah, your mic got super loud. I got blasted.
But yeah, so it doesn't appear to be any sort of instrument. As you kind of like play with it, you realize, like, as you're like kind of pulling at it, like one thing like kind of slips and moves, and there's like a click sound, and you're like, oh, did I break it?
Okay.
Oh God.
And as you're kind of holding it, you're like, I don't know what to do with this. But something happened when you pulled this little lever thing.
Oh no.
You do that identify skill to figure out what it is?
Oh, I guess yes, I could do that, couldn't I?
All right. Are you
Yeah,
guys?
and these too, and these gloves.
We should probably get back to the bar first. Leave this guard alone. I'm sure he's.
We're already walking
Yeah,
out.
we're already walking out the door.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you guys heading back to the tavern then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We identify on the way back while we're walking.
Yeah, we'll save that for next time to leave it suspenseful.
Oh man.
I will say, as you cast identify on the small tuba,
Small tuba.
Little tiny tuba.
Little tuba is what we'll call it.
it doesn't inherently appear to be magical by itself.
What about my gloves?
They do appear to be magical. All right, that's all you're getting.
Tell me what my gloves are, Mason.
Never. Okay, next time. Monday we will.
It's 11,
So,
12.
guys, it's 12:12 where I am. Get over it.
Yeah, we
I
don't
need
play
it.
till 11:30.
But I need to go to bed and game.
Yeah, you guys. We'll figure out something to do with you next time, Mara. Oh goodness, what are we gonna do with you next time? Well, you'll just have to sign on and play from the beach. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
So-
so just play from the beach.
Of course.
So, with that, thank you everybody so much for hanging out and watching tonight. We appreciate all the love and support, and oh my goodness, all the follows and things. Yeah, I don't know. That was a fun session. I hope you guys had fun.
I made money, so I'm okay with that.
I lost a lot of money.
I made 300. I made
I
300
didn't
gold.
really
We got
do
him.
anything.
Oh, I'm gonna fly on my magic carpet while we're going. I'm gonna hover on my magic carpet.
Okay. Well,
Is there
I
a,
got
is there a
gypped,
code
but-
word? Is there a code word?
There appears to be so it appears to be on contact with it. It doesn't appear to just fly. It's like if you contact it and you have to essentially think up, down, that sort of thing.
Okay,
So you
I'm
have to
gonna
make-
just be sitting. I'm gonna be sitting on it and hovering. Like I'm gonna be at the height of a normal person.
Normal person, yeah.
Very good. Well, yeah, with that, we'll pick up next Monday. For anybody who's new here, thank you so much for the follows. We do have a second campaign that happens on Thursday, so please join us for that. We're actually kind of reaching a kind of climactic big boss battle type thing this coming session on that. So that should be fun. Yeah, so thank you guys so much and we'll see you next week.